could we just use it then and just save it for those moments? And that'd be your call.
Yeah,
And not
absolutely.
use
So
it. Yeah. So
yeah,
Not use it
I have
regularly.
inspiration in other games, and I like always forget to use it because I like think failing is kind of interesting rather than like, and sometimes it's funny like too, where you're like, oh, I rolled a 3. That's kind of funny. Like my girl
It's like
just
if
falls over.
I mean, there are
I'll be
definitely points where I would like some critical information, like I want to use this for an extra roll because I want to know what the fuck this
Yeah.
is. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The
I mean,
thing is,
it's
though,
go on.
about inspiration. The old inspiration was not that,
Inspiration.
let's say, useful. No, not that useful because it was actually worse than just a normal lucky point. But now they swapped how they work. Because now an inspiration is something you can
Right.
choose afterwards, like you used to use lucky points.
Right.
It's no longer advantage, so
Yeah.
it's a lot
And that's how it
more useful.
Yeah, and honestly, it's also how it should be because that is it is
Yeah, you
quite a
should be able
thing
to
to use.
know if you're gonna be able to use it, if you need to use
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, I'll
Be
just
able
take a gamble.
Judge. Yeah.
Though on the
Um,
on the other hand, there are there are subclasses that they're basically balanced around it. For example, the new champion fighter at level 10 or
Oh.
something gets an inspiration every turn in combat.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I
insane.
said this before in my other groups as well, and I'll say it over here as well. When the new monster manual comes out, I'll be fine because I'm
Yeah.
expecting the new monsters to have some mitigating effects right now,
Yeah.
especially the fighter
What?
class. Oh, they're
We don't
difficult to
have a
counter.
fighter, do we? We don't have a beefy boy, do we?
Not in this campaign, but
Not in this campaign.
Tim might have one in another.
Yeah, but that one's a battle master, so that's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
fair. But there's a couple of builds right now with the new rule sets that they hurt.
Yeah.
And really, the only mitigative options that I have right now with the new builds and rolls and whatnot, the only mitigative options that I have is just like, oh, instead of 1 dragon, here's 3 because that's the only thing I can do right now. And
I'm
that's
just gonna give you more dragons, right? That's what you want.
it's just it's such a cop out to use like more of the same.
The dragon, he has a wife now. You have to fight her too.
He has a wife and child.
At one
Slaughter
point,
the whole family.
At one point, it just turns into a. At what point does it just turn into a hydra? Ah, yes, you cut off 1 head, but now there's 2. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to the others about this rogue thing that apparently was an optional feature. The steady aim thing where you can give yourself advantage on your next attack roll, provided that you haven't moved during the turn. Does that mean that I can use that as a bonus action and then on my first attack roll have advantage? Or does it have to be I've already taken an attack roll?
No, you
I
can
don't
take
think-
your bonus action first.
Yeah,
Take my
there's
bonus
no
action
like.
first? Okay.
Yeah, all the actions
Cool.
you do
I
in
was
a
just making
in a
sure.
combat round are whenever you want them.
Awesome. So
Unless
I
some
don't even have to
feature
worry
specifies otherwise.
Yeah,
whether or not you
but
guys
this-
are close to my enemy because I can just give myself advantage if I don't move.
It's basically just an alternative to hiding.
Yeah, for sure.
And as we have just established, that's where.
Yeah. I'm so good at hiding. I'm so good at good at it, and I use it all the time for sure. My +9 to stealth totally comes in handy.
Actually, I think I can count on one hand how many times you've stealthed this time.
I don't use it a lot.
We're 22 sessions in at this point, and you've stealthed what 4 times?
Also, I love that I was looking back through because I was remaking her or whatever, and I gave myself expertise in acrobatics, like for no reason. Like, I just wanted her to be able to like do flips and shit, but like there's no like mechanical advantage to that. I never roll acrobatics. Like, I have a +9 that I'm just not using. Like,
Acrobatics is one of those. Acrobatics is one of those skills that you really want to be good at if you're going to do an actual dungeon crawl. Elbow, hint.
for
If you are
sure.
ever going to play the Tomb of Annihilation, free tip from DM Barry: add acrobatics.
You're gonna wanna Avoid those traps.
That's one of those like, can I jump over that? I don't know.
Well,
Can you?
I don't know. Can you?
I played my Seder
Rolls 2
yesterday, and
natural ones with advantage.
I
Oh,
got to
Yeah.
roll. I got to roll my mirthful leaps D8, and I leaped an extra 7 feet, which is so
Okay.
fun. Just got to leap up a wall, basically.
Now the Tomb of Annihilation is one of the story / dungeon crawls that's been expanded on. Like, it's been written by Gary Gygax, so it's one of those like old fashioned timey
Oh.
stories. But man, that guy was I don't know what he was into, but it's definitely something with pain and whatnot. Because like that's it's an evil campaign. Like that is
Like
He
here,
was
there's
saying,
there's so many
Hearing
things
his-
in there. There's like you press a button, you die.
you
So can I do
die.
a saving throw? No, you just
No,
disintegrate. It's just
You're
you're gone.
dead.
it's a difference because I've read interviews and articles about his mindset is like his mindset back then the original iterations of D&D was that it was a competition between the DM and the players.
Yeah.
And so you would
Yeah.
have these like really brutal
I don't
stuff
like that as much. Yeah.
and then but now modern it's more of like collaborative storytelling, so like the DM, you're not necessarily trying to kill the players, you're trying to make it
Challenge us and give us
a
puzzles.
cinematic challenge.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
someone dies, it's not because you were trying to kill them, it's just how the story played out.
Yes, exactly.
That
Yeah.
is the DM's excuse.
Unless-
That is what you will say, DM Barry, when you kill us.
No, not me, not me. But there seems to have happened something else this week.
Yeah,
I saw on the
yesterday.
server.
Wait, what
Yeah,
happened?
yesterday, I and
Oh,
some other people were
right, I saw
playing
that,
in
yeah.
Christian's campaign, and it's Dragon of Iceberg Peak, and well, we're still level 1, and well, an orc attacked my character. I gave him disadvantage with a lucky point, and he rolled 2 natural 20s and a 12 on his
No!
D12 for a total of 28
No!
damage.
Oh,
Yeah,
The one character, you're fucking screwed.
I mean, even a level
That
2 character is
sucks.
dead with that damage.
Yeah, for sure.
Tim, honestly, I know like lucky dice
Tim,
and whatnot, right?
I
Like
feel
the
like
dice
you
give
just
the
have
dice
a-
take it away. But
you
from
just
all
have
people,
a
like
penchant for
I hold
death.
you in very
don't
high
know.
regard, Tim, with all your rules knowledge and whatnot. I have you in very high regard. How do you fucking die in the Dragon of Iceberg Peak, man?
Yeah, that's rough.
The dice
That's
give
rough,
it.
buddy.
And they take it away. And sometimes they take away a lot.
No, sometimes they take away your life. It's fine.
Yeah.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
Killed
Killed him
I
2
get-
times.
Right.
You
It's
have,
the second
haven't you?
campaign where I died.
Died at Christian's hand. He's just a ruthless DM, you know? Like, what can we say?
Obviously.
He's out for blood.
Well, if you ever need a DM name, Christian, there you go, Ruthless DM.
Out for
Alrighty,
blood
your characters
for
should be
us,
imported.
like,
So they should all adhere to your new rule sets.
Yay.
Slight bugs abound. I haven't encountered any lately because there's been another small update. Since then, it seems relatively smoothly, but it could be here and there that we'll
Cool.
run into a bug. If so, we'll handle it as we do. With that being said, what happened last week?
Nabarlin.
Well,
What happened last week, Navarlin?
Yeah,
we
Nibs.
we valiantly made our way to Oscar's house with his precious flower. We were so excited we had
We
this.
were
It was
so sure.
It was spot on, man. It was exactly like it. We were 100% sure. Walked down there and said, "Here you go, buddy. Let's get this party going." And he said, "Oh, you're kind of
Wrong
stupid. Huh? This
flower.
is
Yeah.
the wrong flower. Wrong flower." Unfortunately, it was the wrong flower. We're heading back in. But in the meantime, we did get Elodie a little bit of assistance. She had a visit with a doctor who got her all fixed up with a.
Basically just saved me from future contamination. The contamination that I
Yes.
already have is still there. So
It's still there.
Get
and
You
she
got kind of goopy.
She got
I got
the
goopy.
she got the boneless squishy.
Yes, I did. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh fuck. That's
Yeah, so
annoying.
something to keep in mind because of her contamination. It turned out, and I think we all agree that if she hadn't rolled that 20, I think it would have been bad. But she got.
I rolled a
something-
20 and a 6, so like the highest numbers I could roll.
Yeah,
So I think I got the good option.
not sure how it works behind the scenes, but because you got something that's useful.
There's some
Yeah,
good, there's some
especially
bad.
for a rogue.
Yeah, I can imagine it's like X-Men. Sometimes you're I don't know, Magneto.
Sometimes you're
Sometimes
super cool, and other times you can't have human touch anymore. So
yeah. So it's, yeah.
Hey, you can still have touch. It just leaves an imprint.
it just well, no, I mean like like Rogue
Rogue,
and
yeah,
X-Men or
yeah. She
whatever.
can't
She
touch it.
causes
Yeah.
pain.
Or that. But anyway, so
You can shoot
she got
freaking
that.
laser beams from your eyes, but
Yeah.
can't ever look at someone anymore.
And I think was it last week that the Hound of Ill Omen is just now following
Yes.
us around.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
we've got a puppy. We got a pupper.
Did
His
you
name
already
is
think of a
Shadow.
name, by the way?
Yes, his name is Shadow. I named him.
Mhm.
Unless
I got
GA is
nothing.
gonna be a little poopy
I
about
got
it.
nothing.
I'm calling him Shadow.
Totally like, what
If
the
only you
fuck
could
is
hear
this?
if only you could hear what Shadow says.
Oh no!
SHADO and Shadow, what's his name?
He's
He
a Hound of
constantly
Ill
in
Omen.
Atoli's head. He constantly keeps singing the ring ding 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 banana phone.
I don't know that one.
That is ill omen, I'll tell you that.
Very ill. We made our way through. We did a lot of noping back in the garden. We got back in. One thing we did have some struggle with was there's apparently some scouting parties from the Garmir around the outside. We did have a question if we should stay and try to assist, but using I was kind of we were kind of it's like it's just scouting parties. There's a few of them, but surely this
And
won't end badly when we
it's
come
yeah,
back.
the hooded lanterns can handle it, so I'm sure they
Yeah,
won't all be wiped out by the time we get back.
No.
yeah, yeah.
No.
What do you
And
take me
the
for?
Some kind of psychopath.
well, that's why I did ask. I said, Marlon has experience with all this sort of thing, and judging by his experience, that this would be a tough cookie to crack. So
Yep.
we moved on and went to the
All about cookies in this world.
yeah.
All right.
Tough. We went into the gardens, did a lot of noping out of the wrong areas, and made our way back into the back into the underground. We didn't back into it for the first time into the
Yeah,
underground.
we went into the underground one. And we
Started-
just found the cavern with the right flowers, apparently.
But someone yelled at us to stop. So if there's any grass, we are definitely
person. Yeah.
we are not walking on the grass if there's grass. That's the number one rule here.
Yes.
There's no
I
grass
think-
down here in Nevada.
I think
He
I
does
think it
have his
goes.
belongings like strewn out, or she, or whatever.
We don't touch any
So-
vegetation until we know what's going on. Okay, we gotta sort
Nobody
this
touch
out.
the flowers.
Don't touch the flowers. Don't touch the grass. Let's figure out what's going on before we do anything.
I hope
That's
it's
where
a
we left off.
friend.
I hope
All
for your
right.
sake too, but we'll find out in just a
We'll
second.
find out.
Hopefully, my new proficiency in persuasion will help us, right?
Barlin's the expert negotiator, so I think between us we can. do it.
Yes, the negotiator.
Yeah, because we
Yes.
ended on that point
Classic
where
negotiator.
we ended on a point where we entered a room and somebody
Well, he's got
yelled, "Who
plus
goes?
7 to.
Who goes
He's
there?"
got +7 to persuasion, so
You do
Go
have a
for-
good bonus to that. I only have +4, so
that's his
very good.
that was his background. So
All right.
He's a ranger.
Let's load
of
up that map. There we are.
political intrigue. He
All right.
ranges in council chambers.
So looking into this room, I'll give you the official description. Give a bit more body.
Please.
An underground pond has. Oh, that's the wrong one, by the way. There's still a bit of an underground pond up here. There we go. But a bit of underground water fills most of this large artificial cavern, filled by a flowing stream to the west. The water glows softly with prismatic light, and across the surface are dozens of purple, pink, eldritch lilies. The great roots from the trees above have broken through the ceiling in places to drink deeply from the lambent waters. An exquisitely upholstered velvet chaise lounge with gold painted armrests and plush pillows is set atop several overlapping woven rugs. Scattered around the furnishings lie the extensive baggage train of a fabulously wealthy person. A mahogany chest of drawers is overflowing with pompous gowns, fashionable dresses, multicolored wigs, oversized hats, and fantastically impractical shoes. An oaken coffer is brimming with elaborate jewelry, and several smaller containers, suitcases, and baskets are overstuffed with more clothing, artwork, gems,
Goodness.
and coins. Several portraits and paintings are arranged around the chamber. Many paintings show a noblewoman wearing a golden necklace set with 11 emeralds. But within each, the face has been torn off. One painting shows the woman posing with a noble family, a young teen man, two girls, one perhaps 8, the other no more than 5, and a portly and bearded man wearing a crown. As you hear the voice call out to you, "Stop!" You look up to see who that was. And as you do, a multitude of you will instantly recognize who this is. It might be hard to see, though, but you still can. Those of you proficient in history, and if I'm not mistaken, that is both Nespip and Nabarlin. So Nabarlin, you have studied up on your history. You will instantly recognize the person here, though she looks different. And I'll give it a second before going on. Oh, there you are again. Just wanted to make sure. If you
Heck,
had the answer.
sorry. And I was listening the whole time. My brother just
No worries.
muted me for a
Just
second.
wanted to make sure. Standing in front of you is a relatively
Lady.
regal looking lady,
Lady.
but she doesn't look like anything in the portraits anymore. Averting her gaze and not directly finding eye contact, you see a creature that probably once resembled
Oh no.
Queen Lenore.
Oh
Von Kessel.
shit.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought she was gonna be okay. She had a human voice.
Yes, she still has a human voice.
Hey,
Just a
lady.
quick note. I'm not totally sure if Nespip would recognize her because he's good in history, but doesn't really care about royalties and stuff. So
Fair enough. If you elect
But-
not to know her, then you don't.
But
Okay.
Nabarlin would, because like I said, this was.
And
he
we
studied
just looked
Drakkenheim.
at those statues also. We just looked at those statues that were of her face. So that's the other thing. Nespip, you might know her from the statues.
Yeah, so her face and her hair look distinctly different. Like she's averting her gaze, she's looking down towards the water, but her face almost looks like a porcelain mask that's been cracked. As a matter of fact, you have the feeling she's wearing a mask right now.
Oh.
Her eyes look deep set, but you can't really see them right now. They're just two pitch black holes. Her hair looks very wiry, almost as if it's alive. Definitely not the beautiful red hair of Queen Lenore. But the one thing that distinguishingly tells you that this must be Queen Lenore or a very cunning thief is the necklace she's wearing. It's the
Right,
exact same necklace you see in
emeralds.
every painting and on every statue.
I want that necklace, guys. All right.
That necklace,
Just
by the
as-
way, has
as a
been
jewel
reported
thief.
on numerous times in like newspapers and whatnot. That necklace is worth at least 100,000 gold.
Oh, I want that necklace. Okay.
That is a known factor out Drakkenheim. That thing is really expensive.
My thievy fingers, my rogue thievy instincts are like, give me that necklace, baby.
Hey, who knows? It might be
Alright.
yours by right.
No,
could-
we discussed that last time too, where the statues didn't look anything like me, so I'm not of noble birth.
Queen Lenore is still looking towards the water, and as she yelled out, "Stop!"
Right?
it takes a
Right.
couple of seconds before she says, "Who are you?"
first things first. basically, as soon as she sells, as Fritz sees that thing, and after hearing the stop, he will take a few steps back because that looks cursed as hell.
I am
Yes.
actually gonna take a step forward because I'm
Well,
dumb.
the Barlin, because as you said, the
Me.
Barlin will recognize this. Sorry, he'll recognize this as Queen Lenore, right?
Yeah, you do. And for completeness sake, because I do have a picture of what you look like in real life. But I
Right.
quickly have to grab that for you. But before she became this, I have a picture of what you look like on the painting.
So this would be the picture that, because Barlin will have studied Drakkenheim, and so he'd have seen the paintings of her.
Exactly. You will have seen one of her most famous paintings would be this one, and I'll put it in the general chat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Yes, she was a
Okay.
very
Goodness.
pretty queen, and that's one of the things that she was
Goodness,
known for.
Lenore. All right.
Queen Lenore
lady.
was known for three things. She was
Freaking get some.
very, very, very pretty, like really, really pretty. Two, she was the only red-haired family member in the entire family tree on that side,
Oh.
and there were wild speculations as to whether or not that was natural or not. And
Oh.
thirdly, beyond being stunningly pretty, she was the epitome of party and decadence. Every
She's
party, she was present. Every decadent
She was a
outing, she was
partier.
there, throwing around
Oh.
money as if, like, you know, like a true royal, like that.
she's still not half as
Right.
pretty as Liddy's supposed brother.
Not everyone can be Mr. L'Oreal. Not everyone
Well,
can be as hamp as
she
Marcus.
so she asked who we were.
Yes.
In that case,
That's you.
as I'm Lord Nabarlin Paisan of Hartsvale and Luervar from Faerun. I've heard of the calamity here in Drakkenheim. Who may I have the privilege of addressing?
Well, you have the privilege of addressing Queen Lenore, wife to Ulrich von Kessel. And unless I am mistaken, sir, you said you were of a family of standing?
Yes, Your Majesty. I come from across the sea. I'm First Ranger and heir to House Paisan.
Hmm. Another royal family I've never heard of, but, well, it's better than most of the rabble that I run into.
She doesn't know you.
I'd
She wouldn't.
say welcome to my abode, but unfortunately, as you can see, this is not very regal. This is all I have.
Is she
Still, you
looking at
are
us,
home.
or is she still looking at the water?
Looking at the water.
Don't like
Queen,
that. Don't like that at all.
Your Majesty, there's been rumors. We've heard that you've that you didn't make it out of the calamity. There's so many people that'd be overjoyed that you're alive and well.
Would they? Would you think that my people would still be happy to see me when I look like this? Do you truly believe
Well,
that? I don't.
they
I'm not happy with what I see. Do you think my subordinates would?
I see a beautiful woman. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Your flattery suits you. It is in vain, but I still appreciate it.
Uh, how long have you been here? This is a odd place for royalty.
I remember escaping the castle after the meteor hit. Somehow I winded up here. Not sure how long that was. Hasn't been too long, has it? A couple of years, maybe.
It's been several years, to put it lightly.
15.
15.
Hmm.
How have you survived down here alone? It seems.
Oh, my good friend, I am hardly alone. I have my servants that come and help me.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, if you like, would you like some refreshments or not?
is it using the water from this pond, or is it a different? You boil it, or
Well, I don't do anything, dear.
Well,
That is what I have my
I know,
servants
Your
for.
Majesty. I just didn't know if you like just were drinking that contaminated water because that looks radioactive.
I prefer wine myself. One moment, she said, and she claps her hands. And as she does that, no less than three handmaidens
Oh
come and
shit!
sprout through the roots of the
Right?
tree using, yeah, they actually have a skill that they can just go through the roots of the tree.
Oh shit!
So from the roots of the tree, three creatures sprout out. They look familiar to
Yeah, they do.
you.
Your,
Oh, these are the ones that were in the garden.
Yep.
They immediately surround her queen.
Your Majesty,
Sh-
may I approach?
You may.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay over here.
You will have to forgive me that I cannot meet your gaze unless I have to do one more thing. It seems that the unfortunate affliction that has happened upon my city has also taken a toll on some of my other. Well, let me just put it this way. You don't want me to look at you right now.
Oh,
Understand? I understand, Your Majesty. There's been um,
what
it affects us
happens?
all, and it affects us all in different ways.
What
Elodie,
happens
would you like
when
to show
people?
her?
God damn it! I'm not a fucking. Sorry, Your Majesty. I'm not a trick dog. I can't just do stuff for you.
It's not a trick.
Fine. It is a trick. Um, I take my arm. I don't know if she's looking at me. She's probably not looking at me, but I take my
If you're going
hand and
to,
I just bend all my fingers back.
so you're actively going to show her something, right?
Yeah,
All right.
I bend all my
Before,
fingers
like,
back.
as you start doing that, she turns away from you, looks towards one of her handmaidens, still looking towards the ground. She says, "Could you fetch me my other mask, please?" And the other one
Uh-oh.
runs to one of the chests and gives her another mask. And you see her with her back turned towards you, very quickly swapping one mask for another. As she turns around, it's still relatively the same mask, but you notice that her eyes themselves have almost completely been blackened, almost as if there's like a glass feature there.
Okay.
There. This should serve better. I would be able to meet your gaze now. I won't see much, but I will see something. What is it you'd like to show me?
I bend my fingers back again. I'm a little bit more
Bungie.
uh bendy than I was before.
Bendy.
Yes.
That
Yes,
helps.
I've had
I
a
bend
couple
all the
of
ways, guys.
I've had a couple of acrobats during the summer's court that could do bending their extremities like that as well. So some other
it's
extremities bend as well. It's fascinating, but like I don't see how this is a superpower.
it's I can also and I like change the shape of my hand, like I make it like smaller and like a little baby
Oh.
hand. Like one of those baby hands that you can put on your fingers. You guys have those in Europe, right?
Yeah, I've seen that. Oh. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, it's I breathed in the haze for too long and then I woke up the next morning and I could do that.
Hmm.
I'm trying to look at her face. I'm really trying to discern if she's any kind of expression, any kind of insight I can get
She's
from
wearing a
her.
porcelain mask, so you get no expression whatsoever.
Pretty much nothing. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, that's fine.
Neron steps aside and has Blondie walks forward. Says, It's also brought me this creature here
The haze?
because he didn't. I mean, he couldn't do this till he got here. So
Oh, we didn't even go into Drakkenheim though, and you could do it. So.
no, we went to the outside of it. It was the went to the outside
Oh,
of it.
okay. Did we not have Blondie at first? I forget.
Mm-mm.
So you show Blondie to her, right?
Yes.
As she looks slowly down towards Blondie, you can hear her whisper something very subtly. Nazareth. Excuse me, where did you find this?
This is I didn't find her. She came from me. This is a gift. It's an Octarine heir and a gift from my god, the Lord of Rebirth, allowed me to bring forth this creature here.
You gave birth to a dragon.
For lack of a
You
better
don't
term.
want. You don't want to
Yes,
know
for lack
any
of a
more
better
about
term, you
it.
gave birth to a dragon.
You don't want to know the gory details. It's pretty icky.
It seems like you know me so well. What's your name?
Elodie. Ash.
I was about to ask. Your last name is Ash?
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you know it?
No, I do not. It's probably a commoner's name, I imagine.
Ooh.
Tis. Woof.
Where did you grow up?
I was born 3 years before the meteor, and I was born in Drakkenheim. And then when the meteor struck, my father was tragically killed, but my mother and my brother and I fled to a nearby, to the surrounding villages, and we lived there for a long time.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. What about your children? Don't
What-
you have children? I'm
Even though
sorry
she
if that's
can't, even though
too
she can't show
abrupt.
like a sad expression on her face, she looks down to the ground for a second. I dare say that would be a very inappropriate question to ask of your queen, but I understand your thirst for knowledge, seeing as I imagine most of the royal family has been absent in the last years.
Yeah.
Mm.
The former guard of the city are feverishly looking for any member of the royal family.
As I said, Your
That's
Highness, there are people who would gladly accept you if you just allow them.
and who
When
might spearhead this army?
Shit, what's his name?
when Nebarlin says that, Atoli will walk up from behind, in between, and kneel down in front of both of them, in front of her queen, like still completely covered in his robes, and speak quietly. My queen, you're not the only one afflicted with changes of appearance after the meteor struck Drakkenheim.
I saw in Elodie.
God, what is
Yes,
that
but
guy's name? Fuck.
Lord
that's not
Commander
appearance
Elliot
as it is
Drexel.
yours, is it?
Rectal, right?
Like, he doesn't look at her, he looks at her feet, basically. And is still kneeling in front.
It seems that the meteor has done a lot of bad to a lot of people, indeed.
You can tell her what the person's
Yeah,
name is if you want.
I pull out the pen from the Lord Commander. I say, Lord Commander of the former City's Watch, Elias Drexel.
Elias.
Drexel. Wow. And he's still doing fine, I imagine.
He's leading the former City's Watch in an attempt to maintain order the best he can within Drakkenheim. He is.
Of course he does. No afflictions, I imagine.
Not that we could see.
No. Of sound minds, just commanding the army.
He is fervently seeking your return, from what he tells us, at least.
Of course he does. How many men?
He wouldn't divulge that information.
Of course he wouldn't.
But they don't have. I mean, they have a pretty significant force. They're holding a gate to the city right now.
Oh, a gate. Not
Yeah.
a sizable portion of the city. A gate is what we're talking about. The
Yep,
whole city
one
is still
gate.
up in arms, and like we have a gate. That's what we're after 15 years.
Yeah. Yep.
Is she
It's,
like?
there are many factions that move upon Drakkenheim.
I would like
it's not
to.
just
Is she getting
God.
aggravated by this conversation? Or what's going on?
Not by the conversation itself, but that point, just yeah, you heard that correctly. Like, the
Okay.
what now?
The what now? They have a fucking gate. That's all that my guard is good for.
In all fairness, my queen, he says Tully says quietly. They are up in arms against the Queen of Thieves, as well as several other
Excuse me,
factions.
against the what?
An imposter who calls herself the Queen of Thieves.
That'll be enough to get her out.
Yet, this imposter, self-proclaimed Queen of Thieves, doesn't want the royal family's return. She wants to return Drakkenheim to the people.
In a corrupt, in what I would argue as a corrupt dictatorship, not the proper role
Democratic.
of not the proper role of monarchy.
Not corrupt monarchy, yes.
Not the corrupt monarchy.
Shut up! Shut up!
Dictatorship. A different kind of corrupt, if you will.
You're fine, Your Majesty. Like, you're fine.
Nabarlid comes from a ruling family, so he chooses
Yeah,
his words
yeah.
correctly. Yeah.
You love the fucking people in power. All right.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken to this queen. She's not my favorite person. She currently holds my brother captive,
Allegedly.
allegedly. She knows what he looks like, at least. I haven't seen him alive, but
So
she
you've
showed me a
spoken to
projection
this.
of him.
So you've spoken to this other queen,
Imposter.
but you don't like her.
She's not my favorite.
Considering
You'd
that
rather,
she's
you'd rather put your faith in the real queen, of course, would you, Elodie?
Of course, Your Majesty.
Good.
She's learned
to me.
about queens.
Prove it to me, she says. And as she says that, she extends her right
Oh.
hand.
Oh, there
You'll
it
notice
is.
that there's an emerald ring on her hand. Prove it to me.
Oh shit! What is this for?
Kiss it.
Kiss it.
Oh, I kiss it. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll come up to her.
And now
Kneel.
you're contaminated again.
Take the hand. Kiss
You
the
kneel
ring.
as you.
Yes,
Do
I
you kneel as you do that, or do you do that from a standing position?
I kneel, sir.
Proper etiquette, we've learned.
Proper etiquette. I'm not a spring.
I won't go
chicken
down the road of
anymore.
where did you learn that? Oh, from the other queen.
The other queen that I fucked up the interaction with.
I'll be gentle. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did I learn proper etiquette? From the failure of doing it before.
The empirical process. I like that.
Yeah. Elodie's nothing if not a scientist, so.
Okay. I understand there
I
is little other ways for you to show me your
I stay kneeled, averting my
Loyalty.
gaze.
but I will accept this. Elodie, where did your father die? He said.
In the meteor, his name was Simon.
Simon. All right. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I'm sorry for what I assume is the loss of your entire family. That must be.
Have
How
they
did you
died?
stay sane down here?
I don't know where my family is. I have heard reports that my husband, along with his brother, and hopefully my son, will have remained in the castle.
Mm.
I've heard that the castle is still standing, therefore, there is a not slight
is.
chance that they have survived.
And no one has been able to breach the walls, so
It's
they
very,
could
it's
be in
very well
there.
fortified.
Yes. Yet the city guard hasn't undertaken any attempt to go and check on the safety and well-being of my husband, I understand.
They have
Honestly,
tried.
that was
They have.
yeah. They've
They've-
sent missions. They just
They've lost 2 regiments trying to reach the castle.
Hmm. Is that what they say, or is this factual in truth?
It's what
That's
we've
what they
been
best
told so
told
far.
us.
We're
It's
new
the
to
best of our
Drakkenheim.
knowledge.
Well, some of these guys are new to Drakkenheim.
I will not fault you for not knowing the answer. And perhaps they have tried. I do not know what the situation is above ground. All I have is hearsay as well. So we have a city guard that is missing its teeth, so to speak. We have a
A
queen
false queen.
that wants to proclaim anarchy, which I don't see how
Mhm.
that works, being a queen.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
kind of
we
strange.
question that
I
as well.
imagine the meteor is still around as well, not been taken
Yes.
care of. Amethyst Academy has undertaken no efforts to subdue that.
No, they're
They've
studying it.
undertaken efforts. They've just
Oh, they're studying it. They're turning
Yeah.
it into their little science project, and all the while the people are suffering, and the city needs to wait.
Yep.
They're not
Yes.
removing it.
Yep.
Your Majesty,
It
as
has very strange properties.
Your Majesty,
I
The
figured as much, Elodie, she says with a slightly elevated voice.
For
Your
God's
Majesty,
sakes, Elodie.
part of the reason, as we explained, is the city guard, with a unifying figure such as yourself, a traditional role, someone to rally behind, a strong image, such as the rightful queen to Drakkenheim, could lend support and help regain order in the city.
Go on.
We've came down here. Admittedly, we didn't know you were here. This is I'm personally glad to see that you are here and you are in relative safety. But we came down here seeking a remedy for the afflictions that the meteor and the haze can cause. And it seems as though this fauna here is the key to that.
You know he's a ranger because he used the word fauna.
Or in flora, rather. I guess fauna and flora.
Yeah, fauna is definitely the animals.
Yeah, flora. He said flora.
He said flora. He didn't say fauna. Chris said fauna, but Navarlin said flora.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's kind of in Drakkenheim. It's all kind of mishmash. Let's be real.
Yeah. Let's be real here. These flowers are gonna fight us.
Okay. Continue.
It's still in the early phases, but it could alleviate a lot of the ails and help regain control of the city. I think in a combination with that, with a rallying figure such as yourself, especially one, the rightful queen of Drakkenheim, we can bring a sense of normalcy and restore Drakkenheim to its further glory.
Former. But
Former
yeah.
glory. Yeah, I said further. Well, and further glory. Yeah.
It would definitely bring hope
couple
to the
of
people.
points.
It's really rough out there.
A couple of points.
Sure.
This effort to find remedying resources is undertaken by the Amethyst Academy, then I imagine.
Everyone.
It's everyone. Is seeking
everyone's
this.
playing scientist these days.
No, it's a former,
everyone. Everyone is grasping for power, my queen.
But the remedy is former Amethyst Academy. He's, as we just said, the Amethyst Academy isn't quite doing their job.
Yeah, he's an independent party at the moment, but
And why is that?
Amethyst Academy wanted to study the haze, not cure it.
Yeah,
and
their
that is the
focus
reason
is
that
not.
he broke off.
They thought that
and I
his
think they had other disagreements.
his way of progressing was a bit extreme for the older gentleman in the academy, where Oscar dares to not only use himself for experimenting and proceeding in his projects, well, he uses test subjects as well of what I suppose was once the common people of Drakkenheim,
who have since lost their faculties and transformed into, for lack of a better term, unhinged beasts.
Yes, that's the word I would use. Unhinged.
Currently, we are
They're
witnessing.
They're not like us. They don't have the capability to reason. They're nothing better than animals, as far as we can tell.
When last we talked with him, he showed us progress that he's attempting to reverse this disfigured visage that some of us have been Har granted, I should say.
Reverse it even.
That's his current
I
goal.
I take a step forward. I start to like move my shirt to the side and show her the bandage. I since I was afflicted, I let him give me a shot that contained
the-
some of the flour that
In the heart?
In the heart.
I'm a crazy person. You can tell me, you can be the first to tell me, or not the first to tell me. But it has apparently stopped um any more progression of the disease given by the haze. So although my current amount of disfigurement doesn't go away, I don't turn into a monster, at least for 6 hours.
He is on the path of
Well-
something.
Well, lucky you for not turning into a monster, she says.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Can I say anything right? I
Oh, it's
step
not
back.
about you. This is all about her.
Your Majesty,
My-
Your
Her
Majesty.
cheeks turn pink.
Yeah.
When she
Majesty.
says that with the monster part, Atoli would stand up and kind of pull the hood back as well. It's like, again, you're not the only
In
one
the-
who's changed.
I'll step aside and say, Your Majesty, there are no monsters in this room.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Suave.
As Atoli, as you remove your hood, you will notice that she will just like immediately like perk up at you and look at you.
Oh, she perked.
Excuse me, and who are what is your name?
Totally. Born in Drakkenheim, abducted by the Academy and experimented on. And then survived Drakkenheim.
Excuse me, what is your last name?
I don't recall.
You don't remember? Inside check. I'm inciting that.
Go for it.
Sorry.
If you don't remember, you don't remember.
23! Do you really not remember?
Yep.
Okay.
So an insight check doesn't have to necessarily give you the truth. It's the best guesstimation to what you can read. Doesn't force truths.
But I get that he actually is not remembering here. There's no like trying to hide something or at this point.
Hmm. It's always hard to tell with those that have been afflicted, but how old are you, Atoni?
You remember
Sometimes
that?
years have passed by a little too quickly, but I imagine I'm still somewhere in the mid 30s.
And that is correct. You are 38, if memory serves.
8.
Yep.
Goodness.
So you were well aware of what happened when the meteor fell.
Remember it every day and every night.
She looks at you, then she looks at Elodie.
Mm.
She looks back at you again, Tony. Perhaps there is some merit in me going to speak with the remnants of our city guard.
If you would like, we would happily escort you.
just
I
need
am
to
sure
give
you
these
would.
flowers.
But how can you how can you guarantee my safety when apparently a queen of thieves, you said, is running rampant in my city? You think you can
Oh.
hold her back if I come to the surface?
You also could disguise yourself. I mean,
Atoli,
Like what?
Atoli bows her head and says, My queen, no one can guarantee the safety of anyone in Drakkenheim these days.
But we do have
amen, brother.
as we mentioned, the city former city guard has one gate, but is very well fortified. Here in these caverns, should anyone come here, you will not have the
I mean,
same
we were able to
fortifications
basically
here,
just lock in, so.
and we are just a small party. This the gate we're speaking of.
Hold up a
is
minute, because we were not able to just walk in. We did this with like a lot of luck as well. We did not get lost in the garden.
Yeah, I mean, you're
But-
right.
But imagine the queen's. Okay, well, as far as we did, basically just walk in. I mean, let's be real. We did essentially just walk in.
Yeah,
mean,
we did.
Yeah, but this Seaguard does have a fortified area to hold any sort of attack or siege.
And
Here
their
in the
old
cavern,
garrison.
and there's a garrison in this cavern. I'm sure your assistants are more than capable of defending you for a time, but
I would have to consider for a moment. Before I give my answer to that, I see there's more with you. How about those two gentlemen? Are they with you, I imagine?
Well, I don't know if Fritz is in is in eyesight of her, but Ness, I'm assuming you're
Fritz,
writing.
did you step back?
Yeah,
Like, are
first
you, like,
step
hiding?
back. Yeah,
He-
and actually, there's one thing I would wanted to do, but I just couldn't find a moment to interject.
Yep.
Would you say that where I'm at is currently somewhat would be considered dim light?
Sure. Humor me.
Because I have this neat new feature, or reworked old feature. While you are in an area of dim light or darkness, you can cast invisibility on yourself without expending a spell slot.
That is cool.
Oh,
And
geez.
sure, you are now invisible.
Thank
Look
you.
at Fritz. Running off
God,
on
he's
us.
doing
So, yeah.
he's doing it again.
And
He's
once
doing
he's
it
invisible, he'll
again.
just stand here at the corner and basically just
Watch.
observe, but
The
try to
ghost
stay
of
hidden.
Fritz.
Okay.
And
Yes.
prepare a fireball in case everything goes horribly wrong.
Yes. Some of you
Um,
may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Oh, no. You
I guess
little shithead.
the barman will look back and say, Nesbit, Tali.
Yes, hello, my queen, and he will get down from Tali and probably kneel. Where is he? There is he. Get down from Tali and
He'll try to get down from Tali, and Tali will be like, "No."
and yeah, my queen. I'm sorry if I'm not well versed with royalty things. I've grown up outside, quite far outside of Drakkenheim. But yes, I'm
You're-
part of this group.
You're fine. I just like to know who I'm traveling with should I decide to do so. I'd imagine you have to be capable if you can get this far, so I will put my trust in you if I have to.
But
So the four of you then. Oh, yes?
There is
I personally would disagree with trying to escort you out from here, because we have recently gotten quite on the somewhat bad side of the so-called Queen of Thieves, the mad woman cosplaying around here, and I'm worried that they, as soon as we are able to leave the deeper parts of the Queen's Garden, that they will have eyes on us. So,
their
and
eyes.
who's to
Their
say what
eyes
will
are
happen
their eyes are irrelevant once we've reached the gate.
once we've reached the gate? What if we don't reach it?
Yeah,
What
you would
I-
be. There would
the
definitely
argument-
be
the
a
argument is
target on
still-
your back
the argument's still the
if she
same.
knew that you were alive.
The argument is still the same. It's a far safer area there. If the Queen of Thieves, so-called Queen of Thieves, comes here to enforce, there will not be a way to defend or hold this area. It's not a proper fortress. It's
Nobody managed to get here in the past what many years? I don't think.
nobody's had a reason to.
Yeah, and they still don't have a reason. We are
They do have a
currently the only
reason.
ones. Yeah, we bring
do.
back the flower.
Well, they do have a reason because do you think one flower will do? and the Queen of Thieves knows about uh, Oscar's work. If you recall, she will have a reason to send parties here. I would feel
Yeah, that
so.
is true.
But these machinations would still go on for a while. We could help the Hooded Lantern, at least some of the more capable men, get here and either reinforce their holding here or have them help escort the Queen. We also
I
have the option of retaking our clock tower
there's no
and
Excuse me.
I
Our
was about.
clock tower?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Majesty. There's a part in the city that reaches outside the haze. It is a bastion of safety and respite within the haze.
What is this haze you speak of?
It's what surrounds us. It's from the meteor. It's what causes some of the afflictions that we have.
Yeah, it's basically it's like purple meteor
It's
dust
the
in air.
it's the colloquialism that the people have given the effects of the meteor.
All right.
sorry for saying this, but I think you might have missed a lot of what was happening outside. The Hooded Lantern was not inept of getting to you or to the castle. Anyone who enters into the city is basically on a time limit, and if they don't get out, things happen to them.
They suffer mutations worse than what my
Any of
little
us have.
parlor trick is.
Much worse.
They,
Yeah.
but that's why they do all. There is a system in place that they operate on that has proven effective to give people a chance to recuperate and then come back and maintain their garrison. Um,
Mm.
McQueen, if you might indulge me for a moment. Your
Depends on what you
affliction
have to say.
your affliction seems to have brought with it some sort of power as well. You command these handmaidens of yours who just appeared from the tree, roots of the tree.
You
How
don't imagine that my servants have already listened to me when I still was in my castle?
Oh, I have no doubt about it. But how far does your power extend over the creatures in your garden?
My detail that came with me has unfortunately suffered, though not as much as I have. They are still out there. They are trimming the bushes and they are tending to a couple of the waters in the park. I can call upon them whenever I see fit. Beyond that, I still have a personal guard detail that patrols the outer reaches of the garden. I would imagine you must have run into them.
we
Do you
did. We did
employ
not
any
engage.
gnomes?
Excuse me.
Do you
It,
employ
it,
any gnomes? Garden
yeah,
gnomes?
I do not.
Statues? Good.
they must be good. But we did come across them. We didn't engage them, but we have seen what you're referring to. The For all things considered, the garden still looks quite lovely. All things considered.
Well, color me surprised.
I was equally surprised and pleasantly surprised.
It's nice that you're seeing an equality between you and me.
I can never be your equal. Just a travelers to your shore and someone who is seeking mutual benefit for Drakkenheim and the restoration of the proper royal family.
Tell me, Lord Paisan, is I am quite unfamiliar with the courts outside of my own and the one in Caspia. Seeing as you are from a rather distant land, does this level of flattery is that common in courts that you usually find yourself in?
Yes, lady.
Uh, Only
Elodie
when it's
smiles.
due, Your Majesty.
And you would see that it's due right now.
Yes, Your Majesty.
All right. I've always had a love for different cultures, and I will file it under that.
And this is also above board. Barry, you know that Nabarlin's being entirely sincere. He's
Yeah,
not.
I know.
Okay.
She's just being a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't take this for anything else than that.
She's being a freaking queen, yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, have
So
you
yeah.
tried anything with these flowers? Have you examined them for closely?
I like them. They're pretty. They seem to be growing in a nearby pond. My handmaidens pick them whenever they find them and bring them here. And as you notice, you look at these flowers, they all indeed do not seem to be attached to any roots. They are indeed separated. They have been plucked
Oh,
and
they're
put
just
into these
floating.
waters. They're just floating.
Okay. Where do they grow?
My handmaidens know. Why would you ask?
Well, as we were saying,
Well, we would like a large amount of them if possible. Oscar would like to make as much of this potion
at least
as he
at
can.
least one, because he's still, like I said,
And
he's
if
still
we
the early
brought back an
stages.
alive one, maybe we could grow them outside of the garden.
And have more than just your garden here. Have a larger garden for to enjoy.
Hmm. The ones that are down here are mine, as they have been granted to me by my servants, and I do not easily give a gift given away to someone else. My handmaidens can show you to the pond where they grow them, and you can pluck one or two.
I believe that's probably a fair. That's very gracious of you, Your Majesty.
I know.
Um, and I guess, and Barlow looks over to for the handmaidens. Is and what do they have? What should I address them by?
Oh, you don't address them. I do. I will tell them and instruct them.
Of course, Your Majesty. As
Why
I
then?
Is there any word for my family in Caspia?
unf- do we have any? This is Bubboard. Do we have anything from anybody who is
As
related
far
to
as like
them?
common knowledge, the issue with the meteor obviously just extends to Drakkenheim and has obviously afflicted the entire continent as such a such a happening of magnitude just afflicts everyone else around them, but like not in a direct sense. Like economically, of course, there's some shifts and whatnot. Caspia did very little in terms of like helping out. They didn't send an army. They didn't do anything really. The only one that sent an army was the paladins that came in. But that's not from Caspia.
Okay, so I guess the answer is she asked about her family. Is that what she said, or
Yes, because
would
Caspia very much has a royal family as well.
um would Barlin know of her extended family then?
You know they exist. Roll
Do
me
we
a
even
history check
know
if
who
you know
the
any
current
names.
queen is? Yeah.
You might
Yeah, I was like,
through a history check.
Felix might have known, but
Yeah, Felix. I was
Felix
thinking like
should have
Felix
known,
would
as a
have
matter of
known.
fact.
Yeah, Felix would have known.
We
That
should go and ask
bastard.
Felix. Oh,
Don't do that.
maybe another time.
I totally had just made a friend, and then boom.
It's 7. I'm not. Is there,
you know, there's a king and queen on that
You're
side.
so flustered.
yeah.
You like it's you. You don't know.
Mercy. Preparations for venturing into your city. Um, I couldn't answer that question, unfortunately.
All right. What of the other lands? So Caspia did not come to our aids, which nothing whatsoever. Not for my mother. Not for my father. My brother Ganymede. Nothing.
Ganymede. That's also. She says the name now. That's names. We've heard that name before, haven't we?
The
Was he in
name
the
before.
the clock tower? He was coming to the clock tower,
You
wasn't he?
little shit. I hate you. No, I'm kidding. I like you.
Uh, in the clock
Wow.
tower, he was. Was he the one who
Fuck.
was either? Was
I'll
he
give you
coming
a
to the
second.
Ganymede wasn't in the clock
Ganymede
tower, I
was
think.
something that
Oh,
the
no.
queen said to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Brennan
she
was
said,
my mentor and was
Yes, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a different person. Ganymede is a name that I didn't know, but I wrote it down, and the queen said it to me when we first met, and I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And I didn't even think that there would be other royalty in the other land. Dude, if I'm related
So
to that royalty, I'm gonna be sad.
I guess in that case, Nabarlin will look over to Elodie and because Elodie and say, "That sounds somewhat
that's
familiar."
that's your father's name? She kind of
Ganymede?
clambers over this bench. Or
No,
your
Ganymede
brother's.
is my brother.
Okay. The queen, well, the false queen, when we were in her chambers, she said that name to me. I don't know.
To you.
I don't happen to look like anyone in your family, do I?
You do not.
Good. I mean, ah.
I will have to ask, and you will indulge me on this. You are not pretending to ask me if you are part of my family, are you? I believe we have just established that you are not. As a matter of fact, you came forward through with that very early on in your
Yes,
introduction that
I
you
am
are
not.
just
Um there was when the false queen first met me, she was very terse and rude to me, and then the next time that she met me she was kinder, and I was trying to figure out why she would want me alive and why she would suddenly like me. And I thought maybe if she thought I was also, or I was some kind of royalty that she could pawn use as a pawn, then maybe that would be a reason that she would like me. But it must be something else, because I've seen the
Nice.
statues in other chambers of this cave and I don't look anything like them.
Your
you do
Majesty,
not.
this is
Blonde
all
hair
the more
doesn't run in
reason.
our families.
Your Majesty, this is
Right.
all the more reason why having
Is that
the
true?
rightful monarch.
That is
Yeah,
very
is
true.
that true? They're all dark
As far as
haired,
you can tell,
or and she's
I
the
mean,
redhead.
there's paintings all around you. All the
Right.
hairs that you see are all brown haired, except for hers, which is red.
Exactly. Yeah, I see you're smiling.
Is
Ish.
he smiling?
Yeah, he's smiling a little.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, I have reddish hair, and my dad has really dark hair, and my mom has blonde hair. So, whatever.
Your Majesty, these sorts of these sorts of things are why having the rightful ruler as a beacon for people to rally around is important. There are those who would seek to twist anything they can, such as this false queen, to gain power.
Hmm. All right. So a name has been uttered, and my brother is not the only one that is named Ganymede. I would not imagine my brother having any allegiance with someone directly opposing his dear sister. So that leads me to believe that my family did not come to our aid. And people wonder why I married into this family. What of the other lands around us? Illyria, have they sent anything?
Where were the
I
Paladins from
think
again?
Illyria is the Holy Land, basically. It's the Vatican of this land.
So
That's
the
where
Paladins, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My queen, a contingent of holy paladins have taken up residence in the outskirts of Drakkenheim in sense of trying to purge it or cleanse it.
Oh, have they? And how many men strong?
Don't think we got that information from them, only that they're quite fervent in their cause.
Didn't we see how many tents they have set up? Weren't we close enough as we did all of the scepter stuff? So wouldn't we have a rough estimate?
We didn't go to their
Looking at
camp.
that,
We didn't. Did we ever go to their camp? I don't know if we
Nope.
did.
No,
We did not.
we didn't.
Yeah, they had their camp. We went to because it was either we take it to them or we take it to the Queen of Thieves, and we took it to the people in town, the Lies and Deceit. We did not go to their camp,
Good old twinsies.
unfortunately. Yeah.
so a contingent of paladins from Illyria is on our doorstep to cleanse my city.
They clearly are not large enough to do so.
Well, that gives some solace. All right. Anything else?
Your
Yes,
Majesty,
there are several, well, at least two other groups also vying for power within Drakkenheim. As I said earlier, everyone is up for grabs now, with no one sitting on the ruling throne that anybody can see, I've heard of.
One of the other groups are just some fanatics that try to basically praise the meteorite as a new god, new something, and yeah, they're insane. Um, which group are we missing?
Uh,
There's the rats as well.
I mean, yeah,
The
but
what?
yeah.
there are a couple of
Sentient-
talking rats.
Yeah, sentient overgrown rats with speak.
So I would like to make this perfectly clear. I have 5, 6 groups vying over my city. A meteor that is still there causing trouble. I have no response from my family and a war band from our other neighboring country. We have a city guard that held a whopping city gate and nothing more, and they can't even handle a pack of rats?
No, they
Didn't
handled
say
them.
anything about that. They're handling them.
They handled them. They did handle the rats.
The rats
but
did kill quite a few people, though. So
In all fairness, my queen, the rats are human-sized and larger.
yeah, they're pretty bad. Yeah.
And my guards have steel and arrows. I do not see how this is an issue.
The
It
rats
wasn't.
have
They
numbers.
had numbers, but they've been dealt with from what they've disclosed to us.
So have we. The Drakkenheim army is 10,000 men strong, probably a couple of thousand lost to the issue with the meteor, but that still leaves us with a sizable portion of men. And
They do not.
My queen,
Well,
with all due
my-
respect, your standing army is less than
Scattered.
1,000.
Your Majesty, that's why it's so important to have a beacon to unite the scattered forces.
Drakkenheim's
see.
current army is less than 1,000 strong at this point.
I see.
Previous expeditions to reclaim the city were, I think, nearly completely wiped out. It's dangerous out of around here.
Keep in the city. Your Majesty, you've been gracious enough to. Oh, go ahead.
What of the steward?
The Amethyst Academy is the last
The
thing that we
steward.
were thinking of. The steward? What does she mean by that?
Our city has a steward in case the king needs him. The steward can handle day to day operations in the city that would go above and beyond that of a simple mayor.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine that
anything
this.
about a steward.
Haven't you?
Stewart
I'm
seems to have given up his position to a close friend.
Given up.
Given passed along, or yeah.
Who's the steward?
Do
How
you,
would you-
perhaps know of Granum Iron Fury? Maybe
He
you
was
have
the
heard of him, maybe
steward?
not. No.
What?
No.
Hold on, the plot thickens.
Okay, I'll let him
Shh.
cook. I'll let him cook.
Let him
we're
cook.
cooking here. We're cooking. He's cooking.
Let it
He's got a
cook.
stew going.
Let him cook. I'm letting him cook. Cook, Christian, cook.
I believe I've heard that name before. My mind seems to be telling me he has something to do with. Did he have something to do with the walls of Drakkenheim? Something to do with the mechanics of the wall, isn't it?
Would I know if he had something to do with that?
I think this is the first time you even hear of the fact that there's mechanics in the walls.
Huh. Um,
You're like,
not
didn't know about that project that he was a part of,
N-
but
not as far as I know, my queen. Granum Iron Fury was my mentor, and I've recently discovered some things about him that he didn't even tell me. For one, he was trying to repair the clock tower.
Mhm.
If you say so, there are mechanics in the walls?
Yes.
Never mind. I'm gonna ask later about this. That's interesting. But yeah, Granum was apparently responsible for the clock tower, and he's left me a letter and this seal. And Nespip pulls out the seal from his armor.
Oh, was that little pendant the steward seat a steward like for him?
Lord, in a letter to me, Granum told me that Lord Yorn has given him and has entrusted him with this seal,
wait,
with
does
this
that mean that
badge,
if you're his
Let him
mentor,
cook.
then
Let him
you're the
cook.
steward?
and he mentioned in the letter that he will pass it along to me, and I should keep it safe.
What the fuck? You've
Hmm.
been
Can I see that badge?
I'm still gonna. I will be holding on to it because this is something from my mentor, and he was killed by the False Queen. So I don't want to give it away, but I can show her. I just give her, but don't let it go.
Okay.
let her look at it. Yeah.
She will like lift it by one finger to just look at it for a second, and then she pinches it with her index finger and thumb. This is the seal. Well, that is interesting. So Lord Yorn has opted out of his duties, it seems, whether or not by his own volition, has granted this to your mentor, Sir Grenham. And now it's Sir Grenham. Where is Sir Grenham, if I may ask?
He was sent to the back to the. He was captured by the False Queen and sent back to the clock tower where he was killed by some mutated harpies.
Mutated harpies. Interesting. All right, so he's no longer with us as well. She says as she completely brushes over that. All right.
Oh God.
That leaves us without a steward. That is a problem.
If he passed it on to Nespip, then Nespip's
not-
the steward, right?
That's not his decision to make.
It was his office that was passed down to him, wasn't it? Or did he just say that the other guy just like left his office basically?
But I'm referring to the fact that the queen would pick the steward. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
If-
okay. I mean, I guess.
If
But
if you want further explanation, if it helps a little, I can show you the fine letter, and I give her the letter from Grenham.
One of her handmaidens will get the letter to the queen, and the queen will read it. All right. I think I have made up my mind on the travel. I wish to inspect my forces, or the lack of it, in the garrison, you said, near the gate. Which gate have they captured, by the way?
Yes,
What was
gate
it?
Everyone
five.
opens their map.
Gate 5.
Everyone opens their mouth.
It's gate 5.
it's the gate. Is it the King's Gate or is it
Shepherd's
something
Gate.
The
else?
King's Gate.
Shepherds.
Gate, right.
Shepherds.
The Shepherd's Gate.
Right.
Shepherd's Gate.
Very smart. We're so smart. Nobody had to look anything up.
All right. I wish to venture to the Shepherd's Gates, meet with the Lord Commander, and inspect my troops. If my husband is not elected to do so forthwith, it means one of two things, And for now, I'd like to settle on the fact that he is too preoccupied or incapable of doing so at present, which means we need to mount a search and rescue mission in due time. And I will work with the Lord Commander to assemble the army to do so. You will escort me there. I will leave it to your talents to see when and how, but I will believe that I have the privilege of talking to a well assembled group of people, seeing as I have none other than a lord from a distant land over here, an inquisitive lady that, above all expectations, still seems like she can hold her own.
I nod.
Then we have you, she says as she looks at Atoli. And finally,
Just you.
yes.
We have you. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
And finally, we have someone who has been entrusted with one of the seals of Drakkenheim.
Very big deal for a boy.
That is a very big deal. Gerson Espip, what did you do before the meteor fell?
I was learning and living with Granum in the Glimmer something mountains. What was it called? It's not there. Yeah, I was living in the
Nearby mountains.
in the nearby mountain range, south of Drakkenheim, and learning artificing.
Yeah.
So I would surmise that you have a bit of a knack for the technical side of things, seeing, and she gives a nod to your beautiful creature there.
Yes, I like to build stuff.
Good. How are you with people?
Not that great. I can manage. I mostly like to be in the background.
He's been a good member of our team.
He's been invaluable.
And his expertise in reading people has been really helpful a lot of the time. So
That machine that you created, I imagine. How do you command that?
It can act somewhat on its own, but it listens to commands by word.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yes. It does what it wanted to do.
And you are comfortable with that?
Yeah, it would be weird if it suddenly did something else.
Exactly. Kneel before me.
Nesmith is confused and just kneels.
My good sir Nespip, by the powers invested in me, thus by royal decree, I hereby do name you, Sir Nespip, Steward of Drakkenheim, that you may hold this office until death.
What does this office entail? Just so, because as I said, I don't know much about all of this stuff.
Nabarlin starts clapping.
Elodie's mouth drops open.
She beckons a little bit with her fingers as you can rise.
Nespip stands up again, confused as yeah.
He's like, what the fuck just happened?
If we are going to rebuild Drakkenheim, we will need everything that we need. Having a steward in place will go a great way, just as much as a queen. In lieu of my husband, there are a couple of tasks that need to be divided and governed. Most of those will befall to me as a queen regent. However, there are a couple of other tasks that I would usually defer to the steward for. If we are to mount a successful expedition to the castle, there are a couple of hurdles that we need to overcome. We need to get through the inner walls towards this castle, We need to breach the castle itself. And we need to find my family. Since you can understand that I will probably not join you on these missions, you will. As the steward of Drakkenheim, you hold the power of office and you are able to open the gates. A power that only lies with the steward.
The gates
Such you hold
of the walls or gates to the castle?
to the castle and to the castle walls.
Okay.
I'm sure Nespa will probably recall our conversation that they've never gotten past that.
Yeah.
Do you say that out loud?
No, I'm saying that Nespip, if he was there, I'm just to clarify why that's important to everybody.
Now, mind you, there are other things that need to be recovered before we could mount such an expedition. As I am fully aware, the Lord Commander would have the details on that, so he needs to be updated on the current situation. That being said, while the Lord Commander will still hold reign over the city guard, as a steward, you now have a full say in what happens with the army. The Lord Commander has final say. You will have an advisory task which needs to be listened to. You have my full support in that, unless you betray me. You do
Nesp
understand me.
Nesbit
Nesbit
just
hears-
starts sweating and
Yeah,
just
Nesbit hears
nods.
another squee in his mind of Elodie just being like,
Your
just
Majesty,
sweating.
Your Majesty, I think it would, in this case, we would have to adhere to steward's advice to not escort you out immediately, but to try and get reinforcements from the city guard to ensure your safety. The city guard, despite us having a decent relationship with them, I don't think they will take our word that it is you. In reality, is there anything we can show them or bring to them, or a phrase, code word, something that we can show to prove that you are here and you are alive and you are ready to be escorted out?
There is, she says, and she removes one of her rings. It is a ring with a seal of Drakkenheim on it. She will give it to you and say, the Lord Commander will recognize this.
Thank you, Majesty. I think the second part of this is to further our research into helping the citizens combat the afflictions of the haze. Could one of your whenever we are to leave, handmaidens, help us retrieve a couple of these beautiful flowers?
She looks at the three of them and she says, you will escort the steward and his personal counsel to the pond where you find these flowers and let them pick as many as they need.
We're so cool.
As many as we need. Okay, excellent.
I went from
She looks
2
back at
to
you
as
and she
many as we
says,
need.
you are now the steward of Drakkenheim in his personal detail. That changes things.
Well, thank you, Majesty. Nabarlin, you've given us so much in this short interaction. I would be remiss to not provide you something in return. He reaches out in his backpack and pulls out a bottle of the Crowlin wine. Says, "I'm sure, I'm sure you must have some, but if not, I would like to leave you this as a parting gift."
You would deem it appropriate to give alcohol to a royalty.
I mean,
In my
I will
land,
write this up to another cultural difference. Thank you.
seriously, it's not appropriate to give alcohol to a royalty? She's being a little turd. She's
It's one
just
of
being
those
a
little
turd. She
things.
said she liked wine.
Marlon would say it's like, in that response to that, I said Marlon would say it's like it's not just alcohol; it's a relic of Drakkenheim. These are in rare commodity now.
I appreciate that. Thank you. As she takes the bottle, she looks at all of you. She says, if that is all, I would like one more private word with my steward, please.
Oh, sure. Elodie will
Okay.
leave.
Christine, if you would follow me to the other channel.
Yes.
Oh my.
Do-
Tim,
Fritz,
did you
you're
know
there.
about that? Did you know about that? Did he tell you?
But you weren't there. You can't say anything. You're not even there.
I'm just wondering because I know you guys like hang out in real life. If he told you about the contents of that letter,
oh no, I don't know anything about it.
you didn't know anything. Okay, that little secret keeper. Wow,
Like,
what a
close to the-
guy!
That
if it
was
is a
I
sealed
knew there
dragon-
was something cool in that letter. I knew it, but I just
that was a
wasn't gonna
big
tell him.
ass plot twist right there.
Yeah.
Hey,
we have an
but-
official dude.
But we have an end to the flowers. We've got a rallying point for not only the city watch, but also use that for anything.
Yeah, the
also-
Queen of Thieves is gonna want to know
We
about
can't.
the steward.
We can't. Yeah,
Kind of-
that's the thing. We
They
can't
kind of
talk
put
about
the
her.
target on his back about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we cannot mention this unless, except for in the presence of the Lord Commander. Like we can't talk about this, say a word anywhere else but there. As far as
It's
anyone's
definitely
concerned,
more of a low key position.
yeah, like 'cause we're going to have to tell the Lord Commander, but we do not say a fucking peep until we get in his presence directly.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
In
I
which
think
case,
Elodie walks back and she bumps into Fritz. She's like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, Fritz would be very careful to step
I think he would be
aside.
very careful to trip me.
No, he wants
Sees
to be
that.
unnoticed so he can listen
Oh,
in to
okay.
what the queen is talking with Nespit.
You're like, "Oh, that's a weird little. Oh, you want to listen in? Look at you,
Yeah.
Mr. Sneak Sneak." Did you hear all of that, or were you too far away?
Well, I still have to hear from my
You can hear
ears.
through Fizzle, or you can you
No,
hear
I
through
don't
Fizzle?
know yet. I just told Barry in chat that I'm still in the room
Oh,
and
okay.
eavesdropping. So let's see what I'll get.
Yeah, maybe he'll drag you in there.
And because
He'll
Fizzle
just
is
give you
not.
a, oh, hello.
Here they come.
Hello.
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 She gives all of you one more nod, and she says, "And with that, I wish you good luck, and I hope to see you again soon with whatever it is you bring to me, so we can get out of here."
Your Majesty, as before we go, do you have a way of traversing your beautiful garden easier? It is lovely, but also very confusing.
Do you have a
I'd
map?
imagine my
Yeah.
handmaidens can help you with that as well.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Whatever that means. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Upon leaving, Tolly would say that your generosity still knows no bounds to this day.
It was lovely to meet you. That's what I'll say as I'm walking away. Give her a little bow.
And what the heck, Blondie will do a curtsy.
Oh, Blondie.
As you walk away, Lenore will also take one step forward, turn around for a second towards some of the paintings that are assembled here, and then turn back. One more moment, Tony. Forgive me, I'm always very curious especially about those who I'm going to be acquainted with much more in the near future. Where did you say you came from again?
Drakkenheim.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I got that much. Thank you. But where in Drakkenheim?
Fortunately, I don't believe you would have ever set foot in the lower parts of the city where I grew up without family.
You might be surprised. Off with you. Good luck.
He nods
Ollie
and
is the one who's related to the
turns
queen.
around.
So, like, do those handmaidens follow us to show us where we're going? or-
Yeah.
One of them will go with you.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
And
Going around the corner, Nesper will just lean against the wall.
He's like, be like, Elodie will come up and like punch him in the shoulder and be like, "What the hell, man?"
I don't fucking know what happened.
so he goes like,
You're a steward
I guess.
Is there any way that I can glean that she can still see us or hear us through her handmaiden?
now?
Give me an
Oh,
Arcana
yeah.
check.
I wonder. Oh,
So close to
it's
17.
a, it's
Probably
a
not.
Varlin level.
I think, as a matter of fact, I think one thing you might surmise here is she's royalty, therefore she's a ruling party, therefore she's not magical.
Oh, right.
That is the thing that you might like consider here.
But on the
Mm.
contrary, they also appeared out of nowhere when she merely thought of them.
Yes, and
So
that's
she
why it's
might
11.
have became magical. Yeah.
All right.
Although
Well,
I would, based on our discussion, I think we all know to speak. Uh, I guess be judicious in how we say things
I mean,
in
it's
presence of.
not a secret that that was a crazy twist, sir. Sir Nespip. Man.
In the meantime, Fritz, what are you gonna do? It's like you're still floating
Yeah.
there.
He'll just follow the group when they walk out.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I wrote you something, Barry.
Oh, let me check. Okay.
It doesn't need to be resolved right now.
Oh no, but it can be.
But
Oh,
it can be.
and also I guess since we're doing some kind of cleanup here, Barry, what was the word that she said to me? Whenever she looked at Blondie, it says like it was like some kind of M word.
It.
I didn't
She
write it
said
down because she didn't say it to me. So
it's hard to. It was hard to hear because it's not really like an official English word. But she said something along the lines of Menazeron.
Is that a word that Nabarla would know? Like, is it a language in Menagerie?
Yeah, you don't. I don't think you'd recognize it.
Okay.
If you want to give it a try, you can give me a history check, but this is going to be a very high check.
All right.
come on, Nibs.
Which I probably jinxed it. You know how it goes.
oh
Cheat
my
check.
god.
No.
Yeah, baby.
Jesus
finally did it.
Oh,
Christ.
18.
He finally
Yeah.
fucking did it.
Yeah.
Is that high enough though? It's only a 22. It's not like a
It
25.
like with a natural 20, I would have given you like you know what it is. With this, you've heard of this, which
Mhm.
is telling you something because like you're not from this continent. So the fact that this says something to you means that it's something to tie in with whatever you've read about this land, about the city, about the Bro family. It's somewhere there, probably, because you recognized his name.
Okay. I just okay. I guess that answers it. 'Cause I thought maybe it's I didn't know if it was exclamation or if she's just like if it's just a turn of phrase she said. But if it's that's what I was looking for. I was like, if it's something a bit more meaningful than just her going oh word or you know.
Oh my word. All right. Shall we?
Okay, now we need to figure out what we're actually gonna do.
Well, we
Well,
have to go with this lady to the place where the flowers
Does-
are.
Does the
Right.
handmaiden speak or are they mute?
Have you bothered like going in
Well, yeah,
into conversation? with
I
them?
was gonna say I was like I would look at her and say what's your name?
She looks back and she says
Oh.
something that the entire group probably can't understand, but you can.
I can.
Yeah, they speak in Elvish. How fitting.
Oh shit, baby.
Yeah,
Oh
actually,
shit, baby.
they only have two languages, Elven and Sylvan. So,
Oh.
They're speaking your language.
so it replies to you in Elvish, saying, "What was that? Sorry."
Oh, I will repeat us. I'll repeat it in Elvish.
So you ask what her name is, right?
Yes.
Well, fantasynamegenerator.com.
FantasyNameGenerator.com.
Now you got a new
My
character
name
you got to
is
keep track of.
Patricia.
Oh well, my name is Celeria.
Okay. Right, and I guess as we're following her, we can. Like I would be trying to ask her for some info. It's like, oh, how long have you been here? What do you remember? But let's get where we're going. We can get to that.
Yeah, if you ask all of that from her, you'll notice that her mind is very scattered, very much more so than the queen's.
Mm.
She has some very limited knowledge on how they came here in the first place. Like she know that together with a larger detail, they basically ran out of the castle with suitcases and stuff and everything in tow. And this was the first place that they ran to because it was more or less sheltered, and the rest of the city was burning. Beyond that, she doesn't really remember how and what and when.
Okay. So where are we going? Is it this other big pond? Is that where we're going?
Oh no, we're going outside.
Oh,
Heck yeah, let's get there.
No.
Oh no.
oh.
I had a feeling there was going to be a path there.
Saves you going through one door.
Ah,
And she goes outside. If all of you also just want to go outside, I'll just
yes.
Yeah.
We're just going
I'm
to
just
follow
really
her.
dragging my dude. I'd love to just be teleported, please.
Then here you are. Oh, hang on. Let me grab the handmaiden. That sounds bad, by the way. There you are. As you walk outside, all of a sudden you see that there is a small portion of creatures surrounding you.
Oh shit.
Ah.
Do you have to fight these dummies?
They basically look like soldiers, but
Oh, these are the guards.
afflicted by the haze. They don't look nice.
Oh, they're not nice?
Well, they don't look nice. And all of them draw swords as they see you come out. And
We're
as they
with
do,
her.
Wait, just wait
the
for it.
handmaiden steps forward and just raises a hand. And as she does, the swords immediately go back into the sheath.
Heck yeah, lady.
She turns to the bar and then she says, "You have nothing to fear of them. They know you're fine. They are just patrolling the area. Follow me, please."
All right. Follow.
And with that, she goes this direction.
Oh, we didn't try this direction, did we?
Moving a little further away, you notice that the thick haze is starting to permeate the entire area, but except for the area that you're walking to right now. It's still thin over here.
Interesting.
Oh.
Right, we
And as
should have been
you-
looking for the map that said Lily Pond. We're a bunch of dummies.
The lily pond. Who would have thought? Who would have thought there's lilies the lily pond?
As you approach the pond over here, you see a multitude of handmaidens that are having fun in the water. They're just swimming
Cute.
around, splotching each other with a bit of water. They're having
That's
fun.
actually adorable. That's so
And
cute.
you see, yeah, like they're quite literally just like water and like forest nymphs just having fun. That's really the image here. And you see a whole bunch of lilies over here. As a matter of fact, now that you're here, I can tell you how many exactly.
She
There
said
are
just to take a few, but
No, she
There's
said
a
as
total
many
of-
as we need.
no, she
there's
said
current
take one or two.
No.
No, she
said as many as
changed
you
it
want.
after
She
Nisbet
changed
became
it
the
after
steward.
it was Nesquik? Okay, never
Yeah.
mind then.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
There is a total of 7 lilies here.
Oh.
We're taking 7.
I would leave some.
Well, we
Don't
want
know
to try
about-
to take as many complete plants as we can so that we could just plant them again. Like, we don't want to just pick the flower. We want to get the whole
I
plant.
just got a gut feeling that they won't grow outside of the city, or even on the outer edges of the city. We can try,
think-
but yeah.
Yeah, let's take
get
5.
at least one complete
take-
plant.
Let's take 5 on leave so that way we can come back and we can try
One
to
of
figure out
them
if we
be
can grow.
like the whole lily and the pad and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
check.
Maybe he can use the roots for something anyway.
Yeah,
So
so we'll take a
let's-
whole we'll take one whole plant So that's four just flowers, then one whole plant, and there's 2 left there.
All right. As you go and do you gather these yourself? Do you ask the handmaiden to do that? What do you
We
want to
ask
do?
the handmaidens. I would ask
Yeah.
the handmaidens. I don't want to go in that water.
So you ask the handmaiden to do that, and the handmaiden will defer to you in the bar. Like, what did she say? And you probably repeat it, but then in
Yeah.
Elvish.
Yeah, I'll pray what she says, and
Man,
will
it's
bring
good
you
to
the
have
flowers.
a person who speaks Elvish.
There's an interesting fact here, though. As you are being brought these lilies, you will have one intact, and then the rest is basically just a flower, right? The one that's intact, the second it comes close to all of you, about in the range of 10 feet, you hear the lily. It makes a ringing sound. It's very subtle, but you can hear it.
But
This
what are
is
those
something that
plants
the
from
other lily did
Skyrim?
not do.
Like those plants from Skyrim.
Start
These make a very
ringing.
subtle ringing sound. Yeah. Other than that, they definitely look like what you've been looking for. Purple lilies. They do have sort of like a magical permeation from them, but they don't seem to affect you in any way, other than the fact that you can hear this one that you plucked root and stem.
Well, when we put it in the bag, do we still hear it ringing, or?
It's muffled, so unless
It's
it's
muffled.
deathly quiet around you, you probably like it's
Yeah.
very subtle. So
Now
I
it's
don't
like
want it to
even
give us away.
now it's just tinnitus.
Yeah.
like, that's basically the level of where it's at. And since even Drakkenheim in its current the way that it is, there's still noises. A city makes sound that overshadows that like a million times. So you probably won't be able to hear it. Like it won't give away your position if that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is what I'm asking.
so who's going to carry these?
I feel like our new steward should carry them.
Yeah.
I can grab them, yeah. Let's
The-
pile all important items on one person. Yes.
Yes.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll
Never
tell you
went
what.
wrong.
Well, I'll carry one. You carry, or I'll carry a couple. You carry the singing one, just because you've got the highest AC. So if you're not stealthy, uh,
Oh,
so,
saying
yeah.
that, my AC didn't for some reason properly update. Just notice. Yeah, but yeah. So I take one, you take the rest, or
I'll take 2. You take, and then you take 3. So one's the full
Okay.
lily, 2 flowers, and I'll take 2 flowers.
All right, let's get
Um,
going.
and I'll obviously thank Zalaria in Elvish and mention that the Queen did say she would assist in finding a route out of the Queen's Park.
She nods and beckons you all to follow. Are you ready to leave the park?
I
Are
think
we
we
ready
are.
to leave the park?
Yeah.
should we
Yeah.
maybe talk about stuff and the queen where we are not overheard by potentially the queen's men?
Yes.
That
Yeah,
might
but I
be.
don't want this handmaiden to overhear
We
us
need to.
either.
Yeah, we gotta get away from the
I
Queen.
mean, I can just do the. I think that should
Yeah, but doing it
the
here,
rope trick should.
doing it here out of like with everybody
let's-
watching, it's just seems really sus.
Yeah, we'll get out of the Queen's Park and leave
Yeah.
the Dryad, leave the fanatic Queen, the unwavering Queen's attendance here. And then we can talk about it.
So we
Okay.
have how many lilies? We have 5 lilies, 1 full plant,
Hmm.
or just flowers. Okay, I'm just gonna write that information down. All right.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity and totally above table, but is nobody wondering where Fritz is?
I mean, we just kind of
Alright.
assume that he's
Look, this
following
isn't
us.
this
Like,
isn't the
he's
exact.
done the disappearance thing
Yeah.
before.
That is very fair.
We're just
You
kind of
probably
assuming
assume
that
he's back
he's
in Emberwood.
listening, and
We'll
I was
probably
like, we're gonna come
find.
back. He's gonna
he's
somehow
gonna be
get
back
a
at our fucking house.
free. No, he's gonna
He
be at the
will have
bar
bought a
again.
couch. He will have bought furniture for the house. He's like, I was just doing some shopping.
Yeah.
It's
We're
like,
not
oh, I
as
just really like this coffee table.
we're not yet as connected to Fritz as we were to Felix, considering Fritz has already burned
Yeah.
us once.
Yeah, Fritz is he's quite the dude. He's not very trustworthy so far. So
And to be fair, that's actually something I thought about, but then Nabarlin would keep his mouth shut because he did not introduce Fritz to the Queen, and so he did not. That's honestly why I haven't mentioned it because normally Nabarlin would have said Fritz where you at, but he did not say that because Fritz was not introduced to the Queen. As far as the Queen knows, it was just four of us, and he was introduced, so he's not going to mention that we have another person in our party. Not trying to hide it, but also he doesn't want to make us seem as though we're untrustworthy.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to go to the edge of the park?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
The Dryad will bring you there immediately, so there's no other scene changes. You just basically get there because they know they're ready.
Yay!
There is one thing though. As you are moving towards the edge of the park, you will have to go through the thick haze again, the deep haze. And as you
God
are entering
fucking
it
damn
again, it has been an hour. Ergo, I need another check from all of you. This is a
I don't
Constitution
have to
saving
make
throw.
a check though, because I don't think
You,
it's been 6 hours.
you do still have to make it though, just like last time.
Oh right, I just succeed anyway, or whatever.
Well, you can choose to
Um,
succeed.
I can choose to succeed.
I would like to use one of my luck points to give myself advantage.
Sure.
Same thing. We're all feeling lucky today.
God damn it. Those are 2 3s.
Two threes, Tim. What are you doing? I'm
I'm just gonna
just
say the
choose-
disadvantage for the crit for my character's death was also because of lucky.
I'm gonna choose to succeed, and if a 13 doesn't succeed, which I don't think it does.
Let me just quickly check what it was again, because I forgot what the check was in my mind. Let me have a look.
I must now have the lucky feat because I have it. The Barlin has it. Fritz has it.
I mean, why wouldn't you have a
There we
3
go.
off advantage?
Let's see. So we have a where are we? There we are. So 23 for Nespip, you're fine. A 19 for Atoli, you're fine. A 13 for Elodie, you're not fine, but you elect to save anyways.
Yep.
That's the second time you do so. Nibarlin, you get a 21.
Yes.
You're fine.
Oh,
And
That's
you rolled a
Blondie.
3, Fritz.
Yeah, for a total of 6.
so not everyone's fine.
No. Okay. And Blondie had a 15, which Blondie is fine too.
What happens to Mr. Fritzy Poo? Is he gonna get
Fritz,
a
you
mutation
suffer
tonight?
10 necrotic damage and you gain a level of contamination, which I believe is your first.
It's my second.
You already have one. Yeah.
Yeah.
In
You're
that
going
case,
to get a mutation.
yeah, in that case, as it happens within the same 24-hour period, I would require a d6 from you.
Heck
6.
yeah, baby. Join me on the goopy side.
It's another 3.
That is another 3. All right. Then I need a d20.
Hey, we don't know. It could be good. We don't know how this works.
Get a 20.
Another
get a 20.
7.
Oh.
A 7.
It's not going to be
let's
the
see.
same as me. Is it only on long rest or is it exactly
Oh, this is going to
when
be
the
interesting.
contamination happens?
Oh no.
As your lungs start like burning and whatnot, and you basically cough a little bit, and you take your 10 points of necrotic damage.
Speaking of that,
all of
of the damage, does damage that just affects temporary hit points also count towards concentration checks? I think it does.
I believe it does, yeah, but because
Okay.
damage is damage. Like it doesn't say anything about where the damage is.
Oh my god, that's
applied to.
another 3, even with advantage.
So you're visible now?
Yeah, so I'm visible now.
We just hear like
Ah.
So basically, he just drops out coughing.
We hear him coughing, yeah.
like, oh, there he is.
Well, regardless of that, the fact that you actually become invisible, visible, you feel that burning sensation in your lungs kind of extends to the rest of your body, and all of a sudden you notice that your entire skin is very subtly glowing in an octarine light.
That's, I mean, that's
Well,
kind of useful.
This
He's a
effect is
purple
permanent.
Hello.
boy.
It's
This effect is
He's
permanent.
permanently purple.
You can't turn this off unless like you get rid of your
You're
contamination
never gonna
somehow,
be
but,
able to be invisible
you know,
again.
you're walking a lamp.
Tim, I'm sorry.
light or bright light?
A dim light.
Okay.
Dim light.
Ah, damn! I
Wow.
was about to say you're now
Fritz, you're
one with the shadow.
glowing.
One with the shadows is
You're
now completely
positively
neglected.
glowing, sir. Yeah.
But he's always in dim light now, so he can always cast the invisibility.
This is
I
not entirely true.
guess.
That's not how
I
it
do
works.
follow I do follow the logic that if you shed dim light in some shape or form and you enter
You
in bright
can't
light,
really
the
be
bright light
invisible.
supersedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The rules is written. You could interpret it as like if you're in dim light, then that would be that would, but that's not the way I roll because that's just bullshit.
Okay.
that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like there's a candle and a spotlight. Technically, I'm in dim light.
Okay. So basically, Fritz would just drop out coughing, then just go, well, hello there. He will give a slightly exaggerated bow to Nesbit. Mr. Stewart,
You're back, okay.
And-
Good.
Fritz,
I was
you
was
missed
never
it.
gone.
You missed it. We saw the queen. We saw Queen and everything. We don't know where you were. We could have introduced you. We didn't know you were there.
I noticed your encounter. I decided to stay aside for now. I'm not very good with mannerisms.
That's understood. I just wish you were there. We could have introduced you. The queen would have loved to meet you.
While this conversation is going, Fritz will also mutter some weird whispers into his hand and cast False Life on himself again.
Fair.
So he has another 12 temp HP.
Is no one else going to point out the fact that our newest party member is now glowing? That's all he says
Yeah,
from
actually,
behind.
Fritz is not acknowledging it that much. Like, he looks at it and just shrugs it off.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, Fritz, you're glowing.
I think we
It
should
appears so.
I think
Oh
we
my
should
god, you're
get out of
positively
here.
glowing! Congratulations!
Wow!
What? Who's the lucky mother?
Oh my
Now
god,
you know
where's
why he sneaks away every
where's
once in a while.
where's Fizzle?
Where's Fizzle?
All right. With that, you will have made it to the edge of.
Wish I
Queen's
was
Park
a
again.
glowy one. I guess that doesn't work well for stealth though. So.
Yeah, that would
That
have been
no,
bad.
you get yeah. That's
But
immediate
then I would
disadvantage
have
every single
another.
time.
I would have another character like when Hollis got her like starry thing. She got to be cool, shiny Hollis. Now I could be shiny Elodie, but oh well, it's okay. It's okay. It better suits Fritz anyway. The warlock should be shiny.
All right, as you are at the edge of the park again, you are still in the deep haze for now, but like that is not going to be a big trek anymore, and you've had your saving throw. Shall we take like a quick 5-minute break before we continue?
Yes, that's a good idea.
All right,
Sure.
I'll see you in a bit.
See ya.
of a nightmare. But I feel like Barry wanted me to, so
I
You've
think,
totally kept it secret. Like, that's up to you.
yeah,
But,
I
so
do
you
think
see,
the end result would have been different. It would have been a lot harder if you hadn't. I think getting this outcome where we can just get flowers and then also possibly have I guess a unifying beacon. uh, it would have been a lot more difficult if you hadn't done that.
yeah. But I think we are mostly locked into the Hooded Lanterns, unless we want to completely backstab the Queen and everyone, which could also be fun.
I mean, right now we're just playing out the story, aren't we? We're
I
seeing
can
where
tell
it
you
takes us.
like the story as is, or like because like there is no story as is. This is one of the
We're
5 options.
we're seeing where it takes us.
Well, I can just this is also y'all probably can gather this. If we did go against the Queen, I don't. Nabarlian wouldn't do that. Like he absolutely would not do that. It would be completely against his character. So,
I mean, I want to keep tactical discussions until Isabel is here. But
oh yeah. We cannot. Yeah, we're not going to discuss this. I guess we're leaving the Dryad now, but we don't want to discuss this in front of somebody who could inform someone important.
Yeah. As a side note, though, the complete lack of reaction from Fritz to the mutation is actually quite in character, because his race has quite a relationship with unexpected mutations.
That is true, actually. Yeah, good point. I mean, the fact that you went from small to medium is one of those, right? It's like, oh,
That's just the usual. And it's not unusual for a Verdant to just wake up one morning and have a different skin tone, or maybe a different ear shape.
Or different ambient lighting.
Yes, same difference.
Wasn't previously documented, but it's in the same, like, it's not too detrimental. So, yeah, whatever.
I don't think
I
there's
understood-
any documentation.
I think I
Or
also
it's
can.
not.
I think at this point I can also reveal that Stewart Seal is a really fun magic item.
Oh, it's not just a.
Yes.
It's not just a. Like a
Oh,
it's not
no.
just-
It got a lot.
You read
Wait,
the
wait,
second part now?
wait,
I read the second part, which I'm just gonna keep it for me right now because that's also
Fair.
fun.
when you weren't when you said you cast something and you weren't doing any tools.
I was
that where
using
it
the
came
seal.
Yes.
Just as a quick overview, I can cast Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, Purify Food and Drink, a first level spell, an Unseen Servant, another first level spell, just like cantrips basically.
What?
That will. Yeah.
And I
You're
can
a steward.
also
You should be able to do that in the city.
and I can cast Animate Objects, Create Food and Water, Dispel Magic, and Telekinesis each one time per day. It's
God
That's so
damn.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very strong item. And that's only the half of it.
yeah.
That's insane.
Listen,
Also, I
you
could
can
hear
never
everything you
go-
guys were saying, so I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
So you basically you'll never go hungry. You always you're
That's so cool.
I mean,
Well, I mean, from a story perspective, the reason why the Steward Seal can do all of this is you are basically like a mayor plus. So you should be able to do this for the people. This is all catered towards like interacting with the city at large and basically granting certain things and just helping out here and there. That's
This
the
is
logic
so
behind
cool.
it.
That's so
Yes.
freaking cool.
I think you said Purify Food and Drink doesn't work on contaminated stuff.
No.
But I can just create food and water, so who cares?
We're never going hungry again, boys.
But yeah,
Oh.
I would suggest I could, when we are barely out of the Queen's Garden, cast a rope trick. Do I have any rope? I don't think I have any rope anymore.
I do.
I was
Okay,
gonna say
can I?
between the whole party, like any party needs to have at least 50 feet of rope. Like that's
Yeah, it totally has.
Yeah, then I would can I borrow it from you?
No.
And and I
No,
would attach
Mister.
the
Secrets.
little helicopter contraption on one end, and it goes up probably the 50 feet you have into the air, and we can. I think technically sound can escape from that room, but it's 50 feet up in the air, and you can see into the entrance, and you can see the rope, so we are somewhat safe from any prying eyes.
There's
Oh,
one
so-
caveat that you need to know within Drakkenheim, which I think you know already. But this does not escape the haze. So this is not a way to get out of the haze. The haze will still be able to fully interact with the rope and with the hole that the rope trick makes. So even if you would do this in like light haze, it doesn't count as a place where you could do like a long rest or anything.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
It's also
But
just
beyond
holds an
that,
hour.
this works.
So
That's
then
cool.
we now have a space we can somewhat quietly talk about stuff. So
Okay.
first,
Nesbit, you're holding out on us, Mister.
yeah, I didn't know if I should say anything because that thing really seemed important, really important.
I see. Yeah, you really shouldn't tell anything important to us.
Yeah, we're definitely not trustworthy at this point.
My
Even though
mentor
we've
wrote
saved your ass multiple times.
my mentor wrote to me I should keep it secret and out of sight, so I did.
Oh, yeah. That's
Because I didn't
honestly,
know
I don't
what
blame you for that. It's
I
okay.
didn't know what this entails. So yeah.
I
Also,
hope you would have chosen to share it with us eventually anyway, even if we weren't in front of a fancy queen, but you know,
yeah, but
your
we'll be able
prerogative.
to share something else. The queen told me that there are apparently more of those seals, and we should collect
Oh.
them to be able to enter the castle. So
We
that's
all need
something
one in order to enter, or would we be able
we
to
need
enter
to
with you just having one?
we need to collect all of them, she said.
Oh.
So
Does she know where
that's
they are?
Gotta catch
nope.
'em all.
She said Lord
Gym badges.
Rexel, yeah, Lord Commander should know more about them. So yeah, but
Mm.
that's I think long-term goals. Short-term goals. We got a queen in a basement. We got a queen in another basement that wants to kill us.
So many
Yeah.
queens, so many
You keep
basements.
so you keep saying that she wants to kill us, but that's an assumption you're making. Like we haven't that's just an assumption you're making. You're assuming she wants to kill us. I mean, if we're her presence, yes, that's a good assumption. But whether or not she's gonna be trying to hunt us down throughout the city is a different thing. I think if we go see her in person, yeah, we're gonna get ganked. 100%. Yes, I agree.
First of all, they want Elodie, and
Mhm.
they kind of threatened us into coming to them. If you don't come,
Yeah.
they will come after us. I'm
I
pretty sure.
don't think there are friends at the moment at all.
Right.
If they find out I'm now the steward, I'm dead. I think.
Yeah,
So
you're basically, yeah, this is a huge target on your back now.
But
yes.
that's more of a reason why we should not go see them. Because we'll be walking straight into their den with someone they
I
think
need to see them eventually because my brother is apparently with them. So
I think we should do it with the steward with a force behind us.
that would
I
be
think
nice. Yeah.
The real queen seems to really don't like the false queen. So
mhm.
if we ally with her and get on a good side, she will probably help us find out what's happening. I think. Feel like.
Yeah.
And everything I said down there about being a rallying symbol, I do fully think that she seems to think there's 10,000 soldiers in the army. They've been long gone.
Yeah,
But if you have
there's no way that they have
if
10,000 people.
you have the real queen show up, I think you'd have a lot of these deserters come back.
I'm a bit worried about them actually accepting her, but they are fanatic enough to do that, I think. So
I think that's more of a reason why we should help
Who's carrying
Oscar.
the little ring? Is it a Tully?
I do.
Or Navarlin has it?
She gave it to me because I asked about it.
Right,
Um,
okay.
Yeah. See, I think
Shame we couldn't get that necklace.
baby
Just kidding.
steps. Baby steps here. We put her on the throne. Who knows how she'll put her back in her rightful place? Who knows how she'll reward us?
Very true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
Emma might be able to reward you guys, so
I know. Yeah. Who knows how Nesta might reward us? Who
So
knows?
I have a question. What do you people who have been around when Drakkenheim and these other places in the country were like actually like working together and stuff, what do you guys know about this Ganymede person? You guys know anything about him? Like especially Atoli, like I feel like you would know something.
Doesn't
You don't know
ring up.
anything about royalty. You don't.
the
No.
only thing, now that she's mentioned it, if that's her family and Drakkenheim got hit by a meteorite and they didn't send any did they send any
Yeah.
help, anyone, like even at least food or emergency resources or something?
Yeah, that is weird.
But
If it is weird that, but if it's hard to get into as
Because it's like
as
not just like
oh,
cousins, they're like literally her like mom and dad and brother. Like
They're Caspians,
yeah.
but Fritz
Yeah.
would know that.
yes.
Oh, Fritz, you silly, silly boy.
And well, Barlin feasibly
Sparkly.
would, but he missed that. He missed that day in Drakkenheim class. So
Yeah. Didn't check that library book out.
Yep.
Okay, so Nespip. So we're not telling anyone that you have the seal. We're not
We're
telling
not.
anyone that you are the guy.
I think if we decide to side with the Hooded Lanterns, which seems like currently the best option, we can tell them, and telling them would probably be really beneficial to us because we have proof of that the queen is alive. They suddenly got someone from the ruling apparatus apparently back in action.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the Hooded Lanterns. I don't know if we should tell all of the Hooded Lanterns, but I think the leader for sure. Well,
That's Isabel's. We heard the.
that's yeah, that's my brother. He's insane. Anyway,
Yeah, I think
let me go shut the door.
So
I
good,
think
Dory.
I think the most prudent course of action is to speak only with the Lord Commander. Make sure that he's aware that this is sensitive information. Speak only with him. Fill him in on what's going on. I know he'll be very excited because he's, like he said, he's looking for the Queen. He'll be able to hopefully help us get her out there safely. I personally think we could have done it, but once again, the steward. You're now the steward, so I gotta bend. Doesn't matter. I gotta
I've-
bend to your discretion.
I've got no clue what I'm doing. I was building some random shit in a basement somewhere.
Now it's
yeah.
your
Another
responsibility.
basement boy. That's what all these
from-
other royals are, though. They're basement people.
Nespit,
You'd make a perfect manager. I'd have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Nespit, from one ruling noble to another.
Oh my god.
Sometimes you gotta just wing
Elodie
it.
rolls her eyes.
Yeah. As I said, I don't think it would be a good idea to get the queen out of here because as soon as the other queen notices that, and I'm
She's
pretty
going
sure they
to.
have eyes on us. I'm 100%
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Well,
That's
no,
why
no,
this
we do
rope
it.
trick is a good
We don't
idea.
do it. We don't do it just ourselves. We do it. We go and tell the Lord Commander, so he can go on with a strong.
What I would suggest is tell the Lord Commander about this and maybe start a mission towards the clock tower. So they can retake the clock tower and at the same time someone from the gets the queen from the Queen's Park. So then the Hooded Lantern would have a stronger foothold, a much stronger foothold in the city because now they can rest and sleep here. They would cut off the closest route towards the Queen's Garden for the Queensmen. And they would have bases in between for escorting the queen out. Or maybe they will place the queen inside the clock tower.
See,
That's
Nespit,
what I'm thinking.
You're thinking like a ruler already. That's good. Good.
I'm not sure if I want to say that. But
You're gonna be so good at this job.
We
You'll be
just-
great at this
Definitely
job.
won't get killed.
we still have to worry about the fact that the queen, the false queen, still holds largely the biggest
Well-
army that's still around.
Yeah, she's got the biggest standing army for sure.
I think this goes back to once we help them get the foothold, we help the city guard get the foothold, we help them get the queen into a secure area where she can be a bit more open about her presence. They will get support.
But
Well,
you said
also-
you said a lot of ifs and buts there.
There was no ifs or buts about it. There was
a lot of if though. You think if all of this plays out, then the Hooded Lanterns will get more support. We don't know that. We don't know who actually runs in the Queen's circle, aside from lies and deceit.
right.
The only thing I
We
would
know about that one guy,
Mel,
Mal. Yeah.
What we do know is we have set the Queen of Thieves up with some sort of contact with Oscar, who she will probably know about his research and that he needs flowers for it, which will lead her to go into the garden and find the queen. That's what we do know. So the option there is we let it happen.
Surprised she is hidden for that long, honestly.
I know. Well, I mean, no one's really had a reason to go down that deep, so.
Yeah.
So if that's what we do know, and you're right, she does have the large force, but the other option is just to let that large force go in there, or we speak with what is feasibly the real only party that she will want to work with, and who has the strongest, I guess, stance in gathering forces to reclaim Drakkenheim,
Yeah.
and use them as a place to mount a further operation against the queen.
I mean,
Or we'll go there, give her Elodie, give her Nespip, and then let her do what we want to. That's an option too.
yeah,
That's not
no.
my plan. That's not my plan A, plan B, or plan C. Not even plan D at this point. So
It's a good, good
well, I
clarification.
would like to keep my head, so I'd rather not be handed over. I would like to rescue my brother, though, so we're gonna have to meet her again at some point, unless I just find out where he is and I'm able to smuggle him out. But
and I think doing that with a large contingent of
yeah,
people loyal
having
to the
some men
queen
behind us would be really nice.
and having their leader, one of their leaders here standing beside us, would go a long way.
Yeah.
Also, with the Queen's Men, you say there are much more of them, but I think they are much more, not as united. The Hooded Lantern are an army with a command structure. They will do what they're told, basically. But the Queen's Men, I think there might be a lot of internal problems.
The Queen's Men is an open hand that can slap you and sting, but United Hooded Lanterns is a fist that can really hurt if put in the right place.
Oh,
So
someone studied battle maneuvers in school.
thinking about what to do, I would suggest we go to the Hooded Lantern, tell the Lord Commander about everything we heard, go to Oscar, get the antidote, so at least no more of us start glowing.
Do you think we should go to Oscar first, so that just in case the Lord Commander wants to send us immediately to the castle, we don't have to?
Well, we gotta go through the Hood Lanterns anyway.
We
Like
need to
they're-
go
Oh,
through the
right.
Hooded
We have to go
Lanterns,
Yeah.
through the gate. You're right.
and
Yeah,
they
they're
would
on the
all
way.
they would probably, as soon as we tell him everything, they would probably start moving as soon as they could the next day. Not the same day, but probably the next day.
You know,
So
this is yeah.
and we also probably need to we need to get the antidote if we go back to the Queen's Garden.
but it's not. It's the
If we really have
time.
to-
It's a timed antidote. It's not a.
Well, the antidote he did is the flowers for curing the corruption, or is this for the antidote itself? Because I
Antidote.
am just for the what he gave Elodie.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So if we get a large production of that, we can at least protect ourselves from all of us glowing or being pliable. So I think the next step is we got to go to the gate anyway. So go there and speak to the
Yeah.
Lord Commander. Yeah.
All right, let's move out, friends. Nespip, how do we get out of this thing? And then you just drop us all on the ground.
no, we climb out.
Because that's 50 feet.
Yeah. Nespip will
Well-
start climbing out.
You all take 10d6 of damage or whatever it is. I don't know.
10d6 of damage.
Could we have done a short rest while that we were doing that, just out of interest?
Yeah.
Or
Short rests are
I don't-
allowed in the non-DPAs, and that's where you were. So you're gonna be fine.
I don't
When-
have
when-
any.
When
that
I
we
double
can
click,
from a
when I
short
double
rest,
click our
but-
icon, did you set this? Did you set that on purpose? It's
What?
Wait, what?
the double click the icon on the map and what?
Oh, it's called Plan D. Yes.
Oh no, and then also the profile picture.
Yeah, because like I could.
Oh no! Why? Why?
Because I could.
Oh,
No.
come on. Why do we have 3 strength? We're a tiny little beast.
It's still quite a bit, right, for a tiny creature.
I guess. We're really wise and dexterous, though, so that's good. 60
This-
feet of flying speed. Heck yeah,
Thistle is known for her wisdom. Yes,
baby.
sage advice.
Sage advice from the owl.
Also, quick
Okay,
question:
well-
gnomes aren't slow anymore.
Really?
Oh, nice.
PHB races are 30 feet now, except for Goliaths.
Okay.
Goliath.
Interesting.
What do Goliaths have? 25 or
35.
35.
35?
Which makes sense because
Whoa.
they're big, you know, like
When I wonder if they took the 5 away from the satyr class. They made them just
Everything's
30
30
because
now,
they have
so-
35. They
I mean, they haven't done it yet because they haven't re-released it, but I don't think they will.
You don't think they will? Think they'll let them have their extra 5 feet of movement? Anyway,
All right,
yeah,
so
let's
where are you
let's
going?
get going. Going
Like,
to
I
gate
believe I know
number
what you're gonna do.
5.
It's all right. Are you gonna go to the garrison or to the gate?
We're going to the
Gate?
garrison to find the Lord Commander.
All
Where's the
right.
garrison? Is it far away from the gate?
It's number 9. It's over there.
Oh,
Before we
okay, yeah,
start
we'll go
going,
there.
Fritz will just try to find a shadow where he can try his thing again, just to see how it works now.
To become invisible, you
I'll
mean?
be like,
Yes.
I can still see you.
So I was thinking about that. I think if you follow all the conditions and you become invisible, your skin becomes invisible. Thus, you don't shed any more light. That would be the most logical approach here. So if you're visible, you shed light. If you're invisible, you don't.
Oh, that's even better than I
I'm
thought.
still gonna say I can
Yeah.
see him even if I can't.
I mean, the alternative is that you're invisible but you shed light. But like,
That just makes sense because like we talked about it. An object you're holding sheds light because it's not you, but yeah. But invisible skin can't shed.
instead you
Invisible
become
light.
invisible. So I would elect
Yeah.
that this only happens when you're visible. When you're visible, you're like really visible.
Well, that just means I will have to be invisible more often.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's
Fritz, it was nice to see your face while we could.
I guess.
Weird little laugh.
Well,
in
I was
my
gonna
ear.
say see you later, but I guess it's the other way around.
So
all right.
Yeah, let's go.
I will allow you to go there without having to do a check because it's a very small walk.
Good.
You get out of the D pace pretty quickly. So you will. Meaning that you get to the garrison. Where did I leave that map? Oh, here it is. I was going to say. Boop. Probably have to rearrange a couple of tokens. Let me just quickly pull you back. There you go.
And when approaching the gate, Fritz will drop his invisibility because that's
All right, fair enough.
just a bit sketchy.
Alrighty, there you go.
Yeah, because glowing
yeah.
like that is not sketchy.
Yeah, but it's less suspicious.
Fair.
At least we don't need
I'll give you that.
torches or dark vision.
And yeah, Fizzle is back because she didn't die this time.
as we approach, I guess Nabarlan will hold his pin from the Lord Commander.
Yep, come on in. And the gate is open for you.
Nice.
As you come in the courtyard, you will see both Ansem and Petra Lang, who are currently instructing a couple of
Oh,
other laborers.
cute. They're together. Good.
Yes.
Well, they are siblings.
I know, but I just meant like they got to meet up again. That's good. I'll go give Petra a hug.
She'll let you do that. Yeah. And as oh gosh, no, you just opened the door. Like
Oh,
you
no.
go
Oh
for a hug, and
god.
she gives you a hug and she squeezes a little bit more than what she would have expected. Like, oh,
Oh
hi.
man, you have muscles. Goodness, I kind of like feel
Are
her
you okay?
forearms just,
I
like,
just feel
as I'm
I
pointing
just feel
back.
like this is the point where Elodie becomes one of those wavy arm things.
Yeah. Oh, she accidentally like does a little imprint on my. She's like, oh, that wasn't. How did you do that? She starts to really squish me. It's my dream.
Like hugging a
Anyway.
balloon full of jello. Like
God damn it.
It's not a weird thing, guys. It's not weird. It's not weird at all.
are you okay? Did I hurt you?
No, we spent some time deeper in the city, and I have a side effect, and I bend my finger back.
Good gosh.
Yeah, pretty cool,
Okay.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's something.
I see your
We're
brother's here.
Yeah, he it was time for his guard duty, and I'm gonna go soon back to Amberwood.
Cool.
But yeah, we had
Could you
some time
maybe check on our
to catch up.
house while you're there, and just make sure no one has moved in while we're gone?
You have a
Never been-
house? Oh, yeah. Ansem told me
Yeah,
about that.
your brother knows where it is,
Oh.
and I can
Yeah.
tell you. I tell her where it is.
Sure.
It has a new roof, so
Oh yeah, yeah. You want to keep that safe? Sure.
yeah, for sure.
I'll have a look. Sure.
You know where
Don't
the
feel
Lord
any
Commander
pressure
is?
to to evict anyone if there is someone there, but just I would want to know.
No, definitely do evict them.
Yeah, if I do evict them, yes, it's our house.
We will come back and all walls have collapsed and it's just a roof laying on the
Just the
bottom.
Perfectly pristine.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yep, I took care of the roof like you asked. It's still perfect condition."
Even
Petra,
had time to polish it a little.
we have urgent business. The Lord Commander is nearby.
Yes, he is. He is in. I can go get them if you want.
That'd be great.
Sure. I'll be right back. She says as she walks into the tower.
Give her hand a squeeze as she leaves.
Okay.
Alright.
As you do that, she will for a second stop and look at you.
I can't
She
not
just gives you a
flirt,
smile and
guys. I
then
can't do it. I can't not flirt. I'm so sorry. I'm so
It's good.
sorry.
She reciprocated. She gives you a smile and then walks into the tower.
Cool.
Ansem will be oblivious to that and say, "Okay,
Heck yeah.
being a brother."
He's like, what?
So what brings you guys back? Are like anything good from the city?
It's for the Lord Commander's ears only. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot
it's kind
happened.
of top secret at this point. Things have gotten insane.
You will probably hear about it soon enough, but for now,
We can't elaborate
yeah.
further.
yeah.
We really need to talk to him first, at least. So, you understand.
Yeah, sure. Wow, that must be something. Sure, yeah, don't mind me.
How have you
I'll
guys
go.
been? You and your sister.
Oh, we've been fine.
What happened with the gate? Last
Was
we
Yeah, we heard
came
that
through,
the
there was a
Garmirs were-
Garmir attack.
A few hours ago.
Oh, yeah, nothing too troubling. They're a little bit more active lately, but like they came a little closer to the gate. We didn't know if they had intention to come to us, but they were in range of the bows, so we cut them down. It's nothing too troubling.
Good.
Yeah, like it'll take a way more sizable force if they'd ever want to take our gate. So we fought very hard and we lost a lot of men for this gate. We're not about to give it up again. Don't worry.
For sure,
Good to
for
hear.
sure.
As he is making small talk, the Lord Commander steps outside. Greetings. Good to see you again. You seem to be bearing news, I heard.
We do. Do you have a place that is secure?
We could speak privately.
That
like
important.
really secure, really secure.
He's like, wow, he's a little
You see Nesbit starting to sweat again.
Nesbit's sweating. That's his thing as a ruler. He just sweats.
Nabarlian will walk up and do this with his hands and have just the signet ring on his hands.
Oh, look at you.
That's
Mr.
smart.
Sneaky boy.
As you do that, you will see the commander's eyes just like widen a little bit, not too much, because he understands just as much how important this is and how to like not like rouse
Not
any
give everything
suspicion. But
away.
you will immediately see that he recognized this. All right. Come into my office, come into my tower. Petra and Ansem will join me. As much as I would like to trust you, we still have a very limited connection. This is important. I will listen to you, but I hope you understand that in my position, being alone with anyone is dangerous. Petra and
True.
Ansem are my second in command, and they are privy to almost everything.
Cool.
Come on in, he says, and you can step into the tower.
Welcoming in, Nesbit will cast Detect
Oh.
Magic.
I believe Ansem's weapon. No, it's not magical. Yeah. There will be two things that will light up. Sorry, three things that will light up in this room. Your own pendant, obviously. The breastplate that the Lord Commander is wearing. And the pendant that he has on it.
Okay.
Well,
But no secret listening device, anything.
Nothing of the sort.
Okay.
and Nabarlian's greatsword.
And the Born's greatsword. Fair enough. That's also a magical item. The door is closed, and the commander sits in his high chair that he has over there. Sorry, Petra will go over there. They will both also just sit in like a window seat or whatever. The place is completely closed. You'd have to try very hard to listen in on this. All right.
Oh,
Lord Commander, how dedicated are you to restoring the royal family?
After showing me what you just did, that is a dangerous question. You know that my quest, my task is unwavering. Why are you asking me this?
Can I insight that?
Sure.
And Nabarlian will too. He's speaking directly to Nabarlian, so he's gonna.
Gonna switch places with Blondie.
Sure. What did you have, Fritz?
A natural
23.
one.
I had 23.
For the 23, he sounds agitated to you, like that you would ask this.
Just a little insulted.
I'm a little insulted. I only asked because he kind of looks around. You probably wonder where I got this. I got this directly from the queen herself. She gave it to me to prove that she is who she is.
So you can confirm that Queen Lenore is still alive.
I can.
She is. We all saw her and talked to her.
she's looking worse for wear, but she's alive.
It looks to Ansem and Petra, who are equally like stunned, as this is the very first thing that they hear. Like he already saw the ring, of course, but like,
Right,
their
yeah.
their jaws just drop. I'm sorry, Nespip, was it?
Yeah.
You said worse for wear. Is she in pain? Is like what happened?
I don't think she seemed like she's in pain, but she has been living for multiple years in delirium, contaminated She
has
has been
affected
exposed
her.
to she has been exposed to delirium for multiple years, but she
It's affected.
still seems to be herself.
She seems to
She
be sound mind. Most
she's a sound
important.
mind. She's she doesn't appear in her normal form as she physically she's been changed. Um, but she's of sound mind,
She wears a
and
mask now. I
she's
think there's
worried.
something with her eyes.
But you're sure it's her.
I'm positive.
She had all the jewelry. She
From
had the
from the
lightsabers,
corner,
the
Atoli
ring.
speaks up about the necklace.
Yeah.
The necklace, the ring.
She's either a very good actress or a very good thief.
She also gave me the position
Or
of
in a
the
very good
steward, and he holds
She
up
what?
You
Oh
are
yes.
speaking to the
Oh yeah.
you
Side
were
note: I'm
speaking
the
to
steward, by the way.
yes, Lord Commander. You were
Side
speaking to the
note, I
royal
have a
steward of you were speaking to the royal steward of Drakkenheim.
Oh,
it's
wait,
kind of a
hang on,
long
hang on.
story, but tell her,
Let's-
tell him.
Let's bring that back just a little bit. What's that you have there?
That's the steward's seal.
Where did you get that?
My mentor Granum Iron Fury entrusted it to me after he was entrusted. After Lord Yoren entrusted it to him.
Okay, and you happened upon this in Drakkenheim.
We were searching for my mentor. We found his body, and in his
That's the-
last moments of life, he managed to store it away
Letter.
in a chest with a letter where
And,
he explained the circumstances.
Lord Commander,
Alright.
that's the second part of our news. It looks over. I'm gonna look at everybody, and do you all? Because you all, I hope you all know where I'm going with this. Does everybody nod your head or shake your head?
Yeah, nod.
Okay. We have retaken the clock tower. It offers safe harbor on the top floor. The Queen of Thieves is also aware of this, so if you, we have to act quickly, but it will offer
She
a
kind of already
soft-
has some guard around it because
keep
she was right there when we left.
that was the previous day, so she may have men there, but it has been cleared of its let's say more monstrous residents.
And it is indeed
Okay.
above the haze. We rested there and we were fine.
Fine, you say, as he looks over at Fritz.
That's unrelated.
Yes, my enlightenment
More,
has
yeah.
different
Enlightenment.
sources.
That's because we spent time in the garden. It's not to do with the clock tower.
All right. So, you've been in the city for a couple of days. You managed to locate Queen Lenore, alive and relatively well. You found the steward's seal of Drakkenheim, accompanying with the fact that that makes you I don't see how that automatically
We
makes you the steward.
we told that
She-
to the queen, and she bestowed a title on me officially.
She officially like knighted him and everything. It's insane.
I'm also not sure what to do with that, but yeah, it happened.
Right now,
You-
right
you
now, you will
wipe the
do
sweat off your
nothing.
forehead.
You will do nothing with that.
Yeah, I will keep that a secret. And he puts the seal back.
Good. As much as I am inclined to believe you, as this is perhaps the boon that we have been waiting for, there is a lot that needs confirmation before we can act on this in any shape or form. So the steward seal has been located. It's right here. Potentially a steward has been assigned to it by the queen, who is still very much alive. And not only that, you have also secured the clock tower, potentially giving us a base within the inner city. That is a lot. And now what?
Well,
The
Well-
we're
queen
kind of
wants to
hoping.
be reunited with her remaining loyal subjects, and that's
Yes,
a challenge in and of itself with the Queen of Thieves around.
it is. But I do agree with Her Majesty that she needs to be brought to a way more safe space than you found her in the gardens, you said?
She was in the
Yeah.
gardens.
She was in the
In Royal
cave in the
Grotto?
gardens.
Royal
The
Grotto.
grotto. Perhaps for now she is safe there as no one knows, but we need to extradite her as quickly as we can.
That's
We can
another
make a
Thought
point.
that that could be a job for you and your men, or not you specifically, but. And I look at Petra and Ansem.
We
I might go still.
we
Oh,
would have
okay.
extradited her ourselves, but we thought maybe a larger force to ensure her safety was in order.
And the Queen of Thieves might still have her eyes on us and trying to run through the city with the real queen.
Such an important person, yeah.
Yeah. So
Perhaps the operation to retake the clock tower could be a great cover up for the extraction of the queen.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We say
I like the way
retake. No, say we retake. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I like the way you're thinking, but there is one issue.
What?
If I'm going to send a detail to safeguard the queen and bring her here, and at the same time try and secure the clock tower with another detail, I'm going to have to make a choice, and one that is I'm not willing to make just yet. With the amount of men and women that we have right now, we are already securing one gate and the garrison right here. If I'm going to send out two more sizable groups to undertake this mission, because I don't want this to fail, I'm making a gamble.
Right, with the safety of the garrison, or the
And of the gate.
gate. Yeah, it could be taken while you guys are gone.
I am not sure if I want to do that. Between the two options that you're currently offering, I am very interested in the clock tower, but I would, as much as I would like to create a diversion, I simply do not have the men for that. You, however, could potentially do that. Could you not?
We could definitely offer a distraction.
we took the clock tower once before. We can probably do it again. You mean like that?
And this is also to say we're assuming the queen has stationed men there. This was all conjecture at the time, so it may be fine, but
She told us that she will place a couple of men to await our return and keep the tower safe, as she
Right.
phrased it.
I guess I'm saying I don't
Hmm.
know what size force will be there. That's what I'm saying.
Let me be very plain with you. I don't like the Queen of Thieves. I don't like the way that she holds herself. I don't like her title. And I sure as hell don't like the fact that she thinks that she can take the city and turn it into a sort of anarchist haven, as she has proclaimed. I think it is rubbish. I think it is foolish. And I think she has no claim to this whatsoever. But you can call her a lot, but she's not a fool. The Queen of Thieves has become what she is through her cunningness, through her information, and through her vast network of spies and soldiers. I would be a fool myself if I would underestimate that. And I am not willing to make an enemy of the Queen just yet. This idea that you have can only result in one thing. If you create a distraction, if you will, with the Queen, thereby possibly killing some of her men and women at the tower, you will make yourselves
An enemy
enemies
of her.
of the Queen.
She has my brother.
And she
Captain.
killed my mentor. At least sent him to his death.
She has her brother allegedly.
She
So-
knows what he looks like. She put a vision of him in front of us. It wasn't actually him, but she was able to project a correct approximation of his looks. So
So here's
I
the
don't know.
thing. To her, she thinks that gives her leverage. If she kills him, that leverage is gone. It is in her best interest to keep him alive to keep that leverage.
She also is weirdly interested in me. She was really mean to me when we were first together, like she was rude, and then the next time we saw each other, she was like all buddy buddy. She really wanted to like talk to me and be my friend. So I don't know what's up with that. But
Generally speaking, you have something that she wants. That is her mode. And seeing as you are currently holding on to one of the seals of Drakkenheim,
well, we weren't at that point. Well, no, we were actually.
But
But
she shouldn't know about that.
yeah.
never
But
assume that she shouldn't know
I mean, if
something.
she
The Queen of
sent
Thieves
Brenham
knows
to
a
his
lot.
Yeah,
death, maybe
exactly.
she knows.
But if she sent Grenham, she would have taken it from him sooner.
Yeah,
If
that
she
that
knew
is
about
weird.
that. Also, she wouldn't. If she wanted the seals, she wouldn't bring your an illusion of your brother to
Right,
uh
right.
yeah, to
Yeah.
bargain and want
She
and asks you
And
to
not
return
even.
back. So
she wants Elodie in her presence alive for some
That's the
reason,
other
and
thing. Yeah, she wants me in my. She wants to see me again, and she wants me to be alive. I don't
And
know why.
and for what reason?
I don't know.
who knows?
Well, if you can't
She
think of a
wants
reason,
to.
then I don't
She
see
wants
if
to
that
have
is.
a meeting with me, and she claims that she will show me my brother and perhaps give him up to me. But I don't believe her. So
The Queen will never do something for nothing. She will honor a deal if she has to. Like, she is no common thug. But there is always a something
yeah,
for something behind this.
yeah.
You must have something that she wants. My initial idea would be the seal. Did she already know that you were going to find the Queen?
Nope.
No,
no, we didn't expect that.
we didn't even expect that. Yeah. I thought maybe we were going to have to fight slash kill the queen because she was already mutated beyond whatever, but we didn't have to do that, luckily.
Anything else that you were doing for her? Anything else that you might be interested in? Any jobs that you've been running for her? I would not
Uh,
hold that against you. I'm just trying to find a reason.
We have been
Be-
working.
no.
Besides, it's not a job for her exactly, but we've also been working to find a way to protect against the haze with the
Something
independent.
that she is very interested in,
Yeah.
And I
as
can
are you,
imagine
I'm
you understand
assuming.
why.
Yeah.
Yes, it's someone that I'm sure you're familiar with, Oscar, the wizard.
The
He
potion
says he
maker,
does.
yes.
Correct. Yes, we've been working with him.
Well, so have we. We have a
Mhm.
contract with Oscar. He provides us regularly with potions.
We
Yeah.
heard about that from, I think, the queen herself, so she knows, and she's really interested to move that relationship to into her hands.
Mhm.
And Oscar, in the independent from the queen, sent us to the queen's garden to fetch the ingredients for the potion. The
Yeah.
problem is the ingredients for this potion are basically right next to the queen.
I see.
So if the
And
Queen of Thieves were to want to make this potion herself, or the recipe somehow got out, she would go and look for them and possibly find the queen if we don't move her.
I see. I see one more solution. You were going to find these ingredients for Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go along with that plan? Go and see Oscar, bring him these ingredients that you have found, solidify a deal with him. I'm willing to sacrifice for now the deal that we have with Oscar, so you may create a bond with the Queen. Let her know of this and that you will bring her the first batch of potions, something or another, and agree on a certain date and time where you will drop it off somewhere, hopefully in person. Make it something
Maybe.
extraordinarily important that she has to be there.
Maybe
And when you
she'll
have an agreed date
do
and
a
time,
trade.
that is the moment that we will extract the Queen from the Queen's grotto.
Oh, well, we're like
Um,
literally distracting her.
That is what I can do. With the clock tower, I like the idea and I'm still interested in it. Perhaps we can take it by force at some point, but I can't spare the men to do two things at the same time. I have to do it one after another. But we still require that distraction. Perhaps this can be the distraction we need.
That could.
cool.
We also
I
have another
mean-
question about the seals. Do you know where any more of the seals are? She said that it's essential to get them in order to get into the castle, where she does believe that some
Nespip kicks
some
Elodie
members
in
of her
the shin.
family. Oh, what? I shut up.
I think in here it's all right, but don't talk about the seals anywhere else.
Well, he said we.
Yeah, he
literally-
knows, but still, don't talk too much about anything like that.
Okay, but we agreed that we were going to ask him if he knew where they were, because that's what the queen said that he might know.
Yeah, we did. We're going to ask him.
But thanks.
I
for
will
the
need the
tip anyway.
confirmation. I will need the confirmation that Her Majesty indeed made you steward of Drakkenheim. Then I will reveal more. But for now, you have shown great care for Drakkenheim by coming to us and aiding our efforts. If Queen Lenore is indeed still alive, and I'm inclined to believe you, seeing as you do have the seal, if we can extradite her, if we can bring her home safe, that is a huge boon to our efforts. It's sure to draw more people into our forces. It will help advance what we are doing right now in Drakkenheim. If she has indeed named you steward, I will fully support that. It is the choice of Her Majesty, and I will inform you completely. For now, I can share one thing with you.
Okay.
The power of Drakkenheim resides with a couple of items. The most important being the crown of Westamar. That crown obviously resides with the king. We still believe that the king is alive. As such, we believe that the crown is with the king. Furthermore, there are a total of 6 seals in Drakkenheim. And these play a pivotal role within our city. I can't tell you of what they exactly are, but I can't of what they exactly do, but I can tell you what they are. There is an item called the Chancellor's Crest, which belonged to the Chancellor. Our Chancellor did try to make it out of the city, but we have no idea of his whereabouts. Then, beyond that, we have the Steward's Seal, which you have found. Then there is the badge of the Lord Commander. I'll let you make an educated guess as to where that item is.
I look at his chest.
There's the medallion right on there.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Did you actually ask that?
No.
No. Totally not a little smart ass, at least not right now.
No, that was Kendall.
That's right.
Kendall's still in there.
Beyond that, we have the Spymaster Signet, belonging to the Spymaster. As you might imagine, she's very hard to find. It's part of her role. We hope that she has made it out or that she found a place to reside in Drakkenheim, but we have no idea of her current whereabouts. Yes?
Now that he mentions Spymaster is a she,
Yes.
would anyone remember the Queen of Thieves wearing any kind of jewelry?
Yeah, she wears a couple of rings and a medallion.
Huh.
A medallion?
She wears a couple of rings and a medallion.
So, can I recall what this medallion looks like?
This is the Spymaster Signet. It's quite literally just a signet ring.
Oh, it's a ring. But she wears rings.
She wears rings, yeah.
Yeah, what uh, Lord Commander, what does this Spymaster's ring look like?
It looks like a signet ring in plain gold with the letter D of Drakkenheim with a dagger through it.
Having been somewhat close to the Queen, does she wear a ring like that?
I don't think you you wouldn't have paid enough attention to it to notice.
Poop.
Nobody
We'll
kissed
have
her hand
to-
or anything.
Yeah, we'll have to next
Hmm.
time.
But I mean, both Nibarland and Atoli was very close to her in both situations where.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
just
man.
have to see.
I mean,
She also could be hiding
we've
it,
been
like-
playing for 22 sessions. How many rings am I currently wearing? My hands are on the screen like quite often. How many?
You're
rings am I
wearing one.
right now. Right now?
No, right now you're wearing
At
two.
least one. At least
Right now I'm
one,
wearing
right?
two.
Yes.
Still one.
Damn.
See, so so how would you know from the queen?
I mean, yeah, because like it's like Nabarlin did approach her like pretty close up, but once again, it's just like I'm there's no way
She's
to
wearing
tell, like,
rings like
yeah,
that.
you wouldn't
You've seen,
see the
but like
little-
if it's
yeah.
specifically this one,
Okay, what's
Then-
the other ones?
there's a phylactery of Saint Vitruvio.
I'm gonna need a freaking spelling
Wait,
on that one.
what?
The phylactery of Saint Vitruvio, after which the cathedral was named. The phylactery should remain in the catacombs of the cathedral.
Can you give a description of this?
No, we didn't
phyla-
take it. It's in the cathedral, not the
shh.
chapel. No, I'm
The
telling
phylactery, the
Tell
phylactery is a
y'all.
vase made of porcelain. Inside
Oh.
are some of the remains of Saint Vitruvio.
Yeah, or Saint Bruno.
Yeah, that's we have a different one.
I'm just-
That's not Saint Brenna is. I don't know what Saint Brenna. This is Saint Vitruvio.
Sorry, it's just made putty out of some other saint.
Alright.
I don't follow the faith that closely. It should reside in the catacombs of the cathedral. However, that does pose an issue.
Because?
We currently know that the cathedral is overwhelmed with monsters.
Oh. As in
What's the
rat
cathedral?
monsters or
As in Garmir. A
Oh,
sizable
crap.
force of Garmir have taken up residence in the cathedral, and the Lord of the Feast, of course, houses there.
the Lord of the Feast, you say.
Wait, hold up, what?
Yes.
I'm always one for a good feast, so maybe elaborate what that is.
The Lord of a Feast is a rather sizable Garmir who has taken charge of the Garmir in the city. It seems that even with their simplicity in nature, they have still found a way to organize themselves in sort of like a warband formation. It's still not much of an army, so we don't have to worry that much about that, but they are congregating mostly around the cathedral. This Lord of the Feast is their leader, their commander, if you will. It is by far the biggest of the pack, and he is very dangerous. He's killed about 20 of our men so far. You will not want to face him head on.
No.
Smash cut to me facing him head on. Oh.
2 episodes later we're battling this man.
What about the large automaton creature or whatever that's taken up residence in the oh god, where
The
was that place?
executioner.
The
The
executioner.
executioner.
Yeah.
I would advise you. Have you been to Slaughterstone Square? Have you
We've
ventured
been
that far
under
into
it.
the city?
Technically.
Been
Went
under
under
it.
it. We
You
were in the
went
sewers.
through the sewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Briefly.
I don't know if I should call you foolish or brave, but that's quite a feat.
Probably foolish.
Yeah.
We didn't know. We didn't
They
realize we were
needlessly,
doing it.
they sometimes do go hand in hand.
Yeah.
The executioner is an apparatus that was brought into the city a couple of years ago, about 150 years ago, right now.
Oh, more than a couple.
Well, in the span of things. About 150 years ago, it was brought in as a means to execute people in the city without having to bring in an executioner every once in a while. As you know, executioners can't live within the city walls, so it would have been a lot of back and forth for a simple person to live outside the city and then come in do executions. So the good people of the Amethyst Academy helped in creating this apparatus that would handle executions for us. The machine, I believe, is still there, and if the reports are correct, but they are quite inconclusive, this machine still acts, but now, unfortunately, on its own volition. I would advise you to steer clear of it. It's dangerous.
God, tell us twice.
Smash cut to us standing in front of it.
Smash cut to us. All the smash cuts
Sorry.
of us like 5 sessions later.
Record scratch. Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here.
And then finally, there is one more seal. It is the inscrutable staff of the Amethyst Academy. The inscrutable staff is generally handed to the ruling archmage of Drakkenheim. And as such, I currently do not know for sure where it is. Last time I have seen it, which has been well over 16 years ago, it was in the possession of Adriana Modira, the archmage of Drakkenheim.
Oh. Okay.
I hope that she made it safely out of the city. If not, my 2 copper would be on her taking residence inside the tower. Which means that she might still be in the tower. It means that she might have died over there. Might be that she isn't even there to begin with. The inscrutable staff is generally conferred by the Amethyst Academy to the ruling archmage.
It doesn't happen to be tipped with delirium, does it?
I don't believe it is, no.
Or a purple crystal that might be delirium.
As far as I remember, it does not, because it was already there well before the events of the meteor.
Yes, but it's likely that delirium was here before the meteor.
I'm still not sure about that.
In small quantities, at least.
It might have just
Intriguing.
been the Isle of Skye, though.
A place I'm not familiar with. These are the seals of Drakkenheim. Together, they hold quite a power, one that I cannot share with you just yet. But these are the items, and these are basically the badges of office, as they go with all of these different offices that they're
I
attached
want
to.
the Spy Master's signet. Take it off the Queen of Thieves' dead body. It's gonna be cool.
It seems that we currently have located 2 of the seals. While this will allow us, with your seal, entrance to the castle, there is a lot more to the story that I can't share with you just yet. We will require more of the seals before you make an attempt at the castle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
what the Queen was saying too.
And I feel like the priority right now is to get the queen out of Drakkenheim for now, or at least out
I
to
do agree.
safety.
I would advise you to continue and conclude your business with Oscar. Betray us, there you have my blessing. Betray us, make a contract with the Queen of Thieves with the potions, and deliver them yourself. Persuade Oscar to do that for safety reasons, whatever you can come up with, you're creative. And try to set up a meeting. The second you know the meeting with the Queen, let us know. On that time and date, we will extradite the Queen from the garden. You said in the Royal Grottos, right?
Royal Grottos, yes. Be aware, she does have servants in there. They are linked to her in some way. They are.
A little creepy.
They might still recognize your seal, so
yes.
That is
that
why
might
I will
help.
be going. That is why I'll be going myself as well. An astute observation. Is that something that we can work with?
Sounds like a plan.
That sounds really good.
You do realize that once this comes out in the open, you will have made an enemy, most probably, of one of the most powerful factions in the city. Are you willing to do so?
I think we're all on a board that she's going to kill us if we meet her anyway.
I
So.
hold no love for her. She's captured my family, so yeah, no, I don't care.
We'll have to be
One
very
more enemy, one less.
We'll have to be very precarious with this. I'd rather keep her as a neutral party that I disagree with rather than an enemy. But if need be,
Yeah.
this is the route we will go down.
Lord Commander, LD wouldn't say this, but I will. if she does have her brother when the time comes, can we count on your support? This is if everything goes the way that we are hoping it goes, and we can restore Drakkenheim and the Queen.
I make eye contact with him.
What support are you implying?
To help retain Drakkenheim.
And if
I'm gonna let him make an insight check on you because he doesn't trust you. Like, this is a weird question.
I mean, it's just like basically like, will you back us up if we need to like
Yeah, there's
take her
what's
down
his-
or something?
It didn't. It like he had a 7, so that's not much. But
Oh,
Okay.
he has a 7, little baby.
The good news is, everyone's being pretty upfront. Like, I mean, that's the whole.
Yeah, we're not lying about this.
He's being upfront with that request.
It's basically just like, will you like?
you're
if
asking me
I-
if I will support you in supporting us in retaking the throne of Westamar with the current ruling family.
And yes, basically. I mean,
Yeah,
Our
Uh,
service
and,
our
you know.
service is and always has been to the royal family of Drakkenheim. The royal family
Yeah.
needs to be reinstated to take power once again to rule over the city. Queen Lenore is a boon to that, but if for whatever reason the plan fails, or if she is too far gone to be able to rule, which is still a thing that we need to consider as well, next of kin will suffice as well, as long as the blood is restored to the throne.
but the plan hasn't failed then.
I hope not. As far as we know, if the king still lives, we're fine. But if he doesn't, we have the queen. The queen dies and the king is no longer capable of ruling, we find ourselves
Then
in a
we'll have a
conundrum. But we'll cross that bridge when we do.
All right.
Now, Lord Commander, I will leave you with this. If things continue on this path, you will have also made an enemy with one of the largest factions in Drakkenheim. But that's a bridge to cross when we get there. I just want you to be aware that that's a possibility.
He knows what he's doing.
I know. And then there's the other factions who will want to have a say in this because, as you can imagine, as soon as this happens, others will see and possibly seize their moment. I'm still not sure what the Amethyst Academy plans to do with the city, but they have been majorly unhelpful in most of our endeavors. Then we have these rampant fanatics that seem to seek the meteor. I don't see them as much of a problem, but still something that keeps me busy. Another thing that does keep me awake at night is this raiding party outside the door, the Paladins.
Yeah.
Lord
They're-
Commander, with everything we've talked about, you can see why my first question was to you was to how committed you are to restoring the rightful rulers of Drakkenheim.
I
There are
understand.
a lot of factions.
For now, these Paladins seem honorful, dutiful, and they are our neighbors, so I can and will give them the benefit of the doubt. However, if I were in their position and I would try to take a city, and I would see that the best way in would be through a gate held by a meager force of once was the grand army of the city, and that army stretches itself too thin, what would I do? I think the answer is pretty obvious. And that is why I want to keep an eye out on them as well. That is future talk, though. For now, you need to go to Oscar. And from there on out, we'll see how this plan unfolds. Report back to me as soon as you have something. And keep that seal safe, Stuart.
yes.
And Barley will, of course, put his glove back onto his hand so that that ring is not showing.
Sure, you can keep the ring. Like, that is fine. All right. With that, our business here is concluded. I wish you good luck and speak with no one of this beyond the three of us, please. Not even within the hooded lanterns.
Of course.
You hear that, Tali?
He's outside.
Oh.
Tally doesn't hear that.
Blondie.
Yeah, Blondie.
We know you're a blabbermouth.
All right, the Lord Commander stands up, and the door is open for you guys to walk out. And I think that is a good moment for some relevation in terms of having a week to contemplate where all of this is going.
Going many
Yep.
places.
Goodness.
That's a lot of talking today.
Yeah, good job, Mr. DM. I have a question.
Yes.
What is the current month in this?
Oh, I can tell
What
you.
month
Hang
are
on.
we in?
For my other campaign, I actually made a calendar for them. That's just for fun.
Yeah, I'm interested.
But over here, let me see. Because there is a month mentioned, and I actually do believe it's September, but I want to make sure. I mean, like their version of September.
Right.
What do you want to know, by the way?
Just wondering when my character's gonna turn 19.
Why?
I was just wondering because I was like, I just want to like make her have a birthday at some point, but if it's September, then her birthday isn't for a long time. So I was like, well, it would be cool if she like had a birthday soon. I don't know.
I think her birthday should be like whenever our final battle is. We could all be around the campfire getting ready.
Yeah,
You're like,
guys,
I turned-
I'm 19
turned-
now. I'm a
turned
woman.
19
If you want to follow the official timeline, March 4th is when the campaign started, so it's still March.
Oh, so her birthday would have. It's in April. It's April
Hey,
15th. So
For
Sure.
timing, final battle, you're like, it's my birthday day. And we're
the
all
next
like, oh.
in the next couple weeks, I might bring that up. But
But
Yeah,
but see,
We're all
if you
sitting.
follow, if we follow proper movie structure, you're gonna die in the final battle if you say that.
Elodie, just making sure. Your birthday was March 12th, wasn't it?
oh, did I make it March or did I make it April? I thought I made it April.
I believe it was March 12th.
We're all sitting there like
In
mind
which
flayers.
case, like it's not 12th just yet, so we can still celebrate it.
Oh, it does say 12th. Yes. Okay. Never mind.
But March, right?
Is it of March? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Say March.
Don't ask why I know
Goodness,
this.
look at me. Look at me. She's a Pisces. Don't ask me why I know all of that.
So on Elodie's birthday, we're all sitting there like horribly mutated creatures. Like, yeah. Congratulations.
You want to
I
blow
think
out the
maybe
candles
next
like the
next
snorkel for
campaign will
someone
be
going.
like. I think it will be like she'll just wake up and be like, "Hey, isn't today something?" And then like be thinking like, "What is that?" And then remember it by the end of the day.
Here you go. There's a rock I found. Happy birthday.
It's delirium. Be cursed.
And you'll probably never guess what Nabarlin's getting you for his birthday. For your birthday.
It's a dragon.
No, it's fucking berries.
It's berries.
It's a berry
Yay!
cake. A cake made of berries. All right.
Yeah, you got a couple of
do
things to overthink.
Do
Yeah.
these kiddos? Oh wait, I guess we're done with the session, aren't we?
Yes.
Never mind.
These
Never
3-hour
mind.
sessions are not long enough.
You can.
You need 6 hours, right?
Yep.
Let's get us up for
I don't.
like
Yeah.
we got some major happenings. Like we didn't do any sort of didn't do very many roles, didn't do very many like combats, but
Yeah,
is
that
going
was
where-
a lot of information. That was a huge lore dump.
Stuff
Nest's
is gonna-
secret revealed.
This is a very big milestone that you are
It's
approaching, as you
crazy.
can imagine.
I feel,
it's setting
Yeah.
up for,
I feel like stuff is going to start moving fast since now it's less politics and more starting to actually do stuff with a goal.
A lot of pieces
Yeah.
are in place right now, and now you're starting to slowly feel the effects of them. Yes.
I love
They're still
having
not set in
powers.
stone.
This is great.
Things can still swap because that's the nature of
Yeah.
D&D. But there is a basis right now. I'm starting to see where this is roughly going to go.
I'm still
For me, this is
thinking
just a gamble as
someone.
much as it is for you guys.
I'm
You guys
still-
could have totally sided with one of the others.
I'm still thinking someone in this group is royal.
It's what?
Yes.
Ish.
Nabarlin.
Why did she say Ganymede? I want to know.
Nabarlin is royal, and Nespup is now been
Look,
declared royal.
no
So-
He
offense.
isn't, Nesbit
No
isn't
off-
royal. He's just some street kid that got a fancy seal.
No
the Queen has
offense.
declared it so.
Nebarland is goofy royal.
Yeah, New Orleans
He's
keeping
all-
royal for sure.
I do hope that y'all pick up on the fact that Nabarlin is usually pretty happy-go-lucky, but when it comes to very serious political matters, he gets straight to the point and gets very serious.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
But I have caught sense that this Nebarland, at least, is a lot more people-y person rather than diplomatic in sense. Like, he's more for the people, like, for the majority.
Kind of. He's really into authority though. He's like
Yeah.
he would have
It's-
done anything the queen told him to do, I think.
He's- He's for the
So-
people as long as the people are for the queen.
Yeah.
Well, no. So
Yeah.
I will. I guess I can give you insight on how he views royalty. Is actually kind of how monarchy is supposed to be. Monarchy is meant to serve the people because they want a lasting legacy that benefits them, the country. The country is the legacy. So having a proper, so treating the people well, leaves that legacy for generations. And that's how he views it. So it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. And so that's why he views the monarchy as a good thing.
Rex
and Barry, you're not-
Idyllis.
You're nodding your head.
Grow
It's
up
like you
within
know.
you grow up in the system, so you're for the system, but grow up.
This is
outside of it.
this is
I don't
something
know,
that Caesar
man.
at some point like wrote something on. It's really fun. It's called Rex Idyllis. It's like the idyllic king. Like, you know, like this is the way it should be, and that is why it never is.
Right.
It's kind of the same idea with communism. Like, you know, it's perfect, but it isn't. Yeah,
All right.
idyllism. Idyllism is fun. Yeah, so you have a couple of interesting hurdles to take and choices to make, but you have a path.
Yes.
And
Mr. Nesbit was
I-
holding out on us.
well,
Sir
I mean,
Nisbet.
like
Sir Nesbit for one,
Sir
and
Nesbit
secondly,
of you.
I don't think Nesbit like got the full grasp of what this meant until it
Yeah,
happened.
he's
Like,
like,
you know, he's
a
got like this is
freaking,
an
like,
important badge,
yeah,
and like
this is super
look,
important.
here's
Let's
the
keep
office
that
that goes
safe.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because I have the
crazy.
piece of metal doesn't mean that I'm like now the holding
think-
the office. So
I think out of
Yes.
all of us, Nespip is probably the one who would be best at leading. Like, no offense to Nabarlin, but I think he's a little bit green about it. I think Nespip is more practical, but
Nesbit
has,
would
like-
just sit if he
the,
could.
the, sweat, the sweating is hilarious too. Where he's just
Mhm.
like,
He would rather sit in some with some blacksmith or in some
I know what
smithy
he'd
and
rather do, but leaders rarely want to actually like. They don't want to be leaders. They want to be like, regular people. But I don't know.
It's a bit like the story of like the Sword in the Stone, you know, the Disney movie, The Sword in
Yeah,
the Stone.
for
Like, you know,
sure.
like I don't want to be a king, and that's why you should be a king.
He's Prince Arthur for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't want to lead the army, but that's why you should lead the army.
I don't lead the army. I'm just in a
Wait.
Uh,
So Nespip is Jar Jar Binks. Steady.
Misa. Misa Nespin.
oh no.
Misa has a seal.
I think we have to relieve the position for someone else very quickly.
Misa, the steward of Drakkenheim.
Yusa made big doo-doo. Oh,
Well, on that doo-doo note, I think that's where we can cut it here and
that
let
sounds good.
everybody marinate on that.
Yeah, marinate
All right.
on that doo-doo. All right,
Another
friends.
wonderful session, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you next week.
Yes, bye.
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 Bye now.
See ya.
And that cuts the end of that session. Session 22. Chet, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like shit right now. We got Yeah, we got 7 hours left on the timer. And I'm just gonna pause it there, honestly. I'm gonna pause that timer there and then do the hours early tomorrow whenever I get on. And yeah. I'm just gonna lean back and start falling asleep, really. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. I'll be back again tomorrow. Toodles.